Year. Hey, nosy neighbors, how are ya? 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 I think I got everything I need. I need y'all to come on in and like and share the live, like and share, like and share, like and share. Y'all come on in. Come on in, come on in, and as you're coming in, please like and share the live. I actually just got some more receipts from somebody. Another victim, child. And she was trying to find her receipts, and baby, she did. She did. She found them and sent them in. So y'all come on in and like and share this live. Come on, come on, come on, like and share. We are going to end up on YouTube. So those who are on Facebook, make sure you are coming on over to YouTube. I'm going to put the link in the chat in just 1 second. Refresh. I need everybody to like and share. Share it to the groups that you're in. Hey, Lisa, share it to your personal page. Hey, Penny. Hey, everybody. Antoinette Lane, first person in the building. Hey, Antoinette. Malona Jackson. Yolanda Johnson, Lioness Heart, Lady 50. Tennille is in the building. Rika Smith. Denise Johnson Mickles. Laverne Cook. Hello, hello. Sherry Gardner. Hello. Cassandra is in the building. Deidre Simmons Freshly. Hello, Miss Billy. Hey, Miss Billy, how are you? Let's see. Cheryl is in the building. Hey, let's see. We got Miss Billy, Janice Turner. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, one, hello, all. As you're coming in, please like and share the live. Melody Mitchell Murray is in the building. Lady 50. Hey, Lady 50. Beverly Garris. Antoinette Lane, I already said. Stacy B. Cheryl Creek is in the building. Hey, Miss Creek, hopefully you're doing much better, my love. I'm glad you are here with us. Yolanda Johnson. Hello, hello. Everybody's saying their hellos. So hello, one, hello. Lasagna is in the building. Hey, Lasagna. Hello, one, hello, all. Y'all come in, and as you're coming in, please like and share the live. Hey, Deidre's starting the party off right. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know, we have our super chat goal. Make sure you're sending a super chat and not a super sticker, super chat. How many people have liked and shared the live? Oh, let me put the YouTube link in there for Facebook. Let me do that. I just got some additional receipts from somebody, so I was getting ready to come on a little earlier. However, I just freshly got these receipts. Okay. Head over to YouTube. Okay, the YouTube link is in the chat for Facebook. I need y'all to head on over. Head on over for me. The link is in the chat. All right. Now, share the YouTube live. You can click on the 3 dots and share the YouTube live to any platform. You can also click that arrow to share. If for some reason you don't know how to do any of those things, I just posted a link, a YouTube link on my page that will allow you to share the YouTube link. Okay, let me paste. I'm sharing the live myself. I'm sharing the live all across the town myself. I need you all to share the live for me as well. Will you, won't you? Okay. Okay, post. All right. And Facebook, we're going to give you about 5 minutes to come on over. We need you to come on over. Gonna give Facebook about 5 minutes. I hope I shared to that group. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, groups. Y'all share the live, especially to the groups that you're in. I appreciate you. We're going to take about 4 or 5 minutes to do that, and we're going to hop straight into it. We have a guest coming. Actually, we may have a couple people. So we will see. If not, I do have the receipts. So we will be showing those. Let's see. All right, I think I just got about 2 more shares myself, and then I am done sharing. Okay, let me grab this link. How is everybody doing on this good Thursday? So we have more victims that have come forth. We also have one of the victims. She may come on today. I'm not exactly sure, but she did send her receipts otherwise. We also have Latonia coming on. Now, Latonia is willing to do a Q&A. Now, there was a lot of questions that people had in the last live that Latonia was on. She didn't get to answer a lot of those questions. She is willing to answer any questions respectfully, whether you're wondering how this happened or how that happened or why this happened or why that happened. She is willing to answer those questions respectfully. So she is coming on as well. I need every single person that is on to like and share this live. Let me see here. Okay. Post. All right. So I'm done sharing. Facebook, you got about 3 minutes. Facebook. Come on in. You got about 3 minutes. Okay, it did not let me do it. Let me see if it's going to let me do it from this page. Let's see. Let me see if it's going to let me do it from here. Switch over. Stop. How many people have liked and shared the live? We got about 3 more minutes on Facebook, and we're going to hop straight into it. If you've liked and shared the live, put a number 77 in the chat for me. If you have liked and shared this live, put a number 77 in the chat if you have. Let's see if it's going to let me do it from here. Yes, I think it did. Okay, cool. And let me come out of here and exit. All right, cool. Refresh. Wait, I don't see it. Oh, no, there's somebody else. Okay, cool. All right. Facebook, you got about, thank you all for sharing the live. Facebook, you got about 2 minutes. Facebook, you got about 2 minutes to go ahead and come on over to YouTube. We're going to drop Facebook off at the pool in 2 minutes. Dos. Okay, let me see. Let's see. All right, so we still got 50 people on Facebook. Facebook, we're live right now. It's 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the 17th of April. We need you to head over to YouTube because that's where the live is going to be. I'm going to post the link in the chat again. Head over to YouTube. Thank you for sharing the live. Let me see. Trina, I need you to come over to YouTube. Valerie Jones, need you to come over to YouTube. Shayna Hicks Austin, come over to YouTube. Thank you for sharing the live, love. And all of Facebook, Linda Lee, Melody, I need you to come over to YouTube. Y'all come on over. We got about 2 more minutes and we're going to get started. Woo! I heard something. And I know that's my Vicky P, but let me see, let me see, let me see. No, it was not this time. So that's why I said, let me see. Thelma J, thank you so much for the cash app. She says, love you. I love you back. Thelma J, the first person on the cash app in the building today. Thank you, Thelma J. I appreciate you, my love. I need every single person to like and share this live. Like and share. Facebook, you got 1 minute. You got 1 minute to head on over to YouTube. I keep putting the link in the chat. The link is on my page for you to click as well. Come on over to my place. Come on over to YouTube so we can get into it. Also, right now, I'm just putting the StreamYard up. Matter of fact, what I can do, I'll just message her the StreamYard. Okay, I just messaged it to her so that I can avoid that hassle. All right, so Facebook, we about to drop y'all off at the pool. We still got about 40 people on Facebook have not come on over. So we need 40 people to come on over, but we are about to just get into it. So Facebook, hopefully we will see y'all on over there. We're about to drop y'all off at the pool. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Facebook is gone. I've done my shares. Hopefully you all have done your shares. Thank you for all of the 77s. Let me know that y'all have shared the live. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What am I can't see how to do it. Let me turn this down. Okay, so let's get into it. We have our guests coming up. Happy early Easter. Diane Lee, thank you so much, love. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful Easter weekend coming up. Thank you, Miss Edith, for sharing the live. I appreciate you, love. So we have our guests. We're waiting on our guests to come up. And it may be two. Like I said, it may be two. I sent the link to the other person as well. Now, let me get my matter of fact. Uh-oh, baby. Uh-oh. 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 Hold on. One of our guests is here. Is this Dee Dee?
Yes,
Hey, Dee Dee, how are you?
I'm good. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. Thanks for asking. How about yourself? Well, you say you're good. Um, so we've been in communication. You just messaged me here recently, and you have your own story to tell about your experience with Nandi. If you can go ahead if you want to get started with that. Dee Dee, can you
Uh,
hear me?
yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I said if you want to tell what happened with you and your experience with getting scammed or not getting your items.
Um, yes, basically, I was following Nandy,
Now, Didi, I think that I don't know if you're on Wi Fi. I'm not sure if you're on Wi Fi, but your signal is bad. It's going out. Like we can hear you, but it's choppy.
okay.
I can hear you now, but I don't know if you're on Wi Fi or if you're moving around, but it's cutting out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So, basically, I was following Nandy, and uh, I'm I'm hearing a lag. It's like I'm talking and then it's,
So if you're on, if you're on Streamyard, you're gonna have to uh, close the live that's on YouTube and just listen on Streamyard. So through that link you clicked in, that's the way you can listen to everything. You can't be on YouTube at the same time, or you're gonna hear a lag. Um, so we're gonna try
okay.
that. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna give you the call in number. Thank you, Penny. If that doesn't work, so is the lag gone? Is it still lagging?
I'm trying to see if I can cut YouTube off.
Hmm. Would it be easier for you to call in? Probably so. I don't know where. Okay. Let me message her. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me message her. Well, actually, she already has it. Okay, let me refresh. We're gonna see if we can get her to call in. So let me show you. Oh wait, she's back. Hold on, let's see. Dee Dee.
Okay, I don't know if that worked, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear? Can you hear me? Is it still lagging?
No, it's not lagging.
Okay. So I was showing your receipt. Let me see here. Let me get that on the screen first. So I see a message that you sent. It was from July. And some of it was talking about a personal issue that you had, but then it got down to I ordered my bag from you the beginning of June and have yet to receive it. Can you please just cash at me my money back? My cash app is, you provided the cash app. She says, hi, your items were already ordered custom and specialized for you, which means it cannot be refunded as disclosed. Furthermore, your items are shipping this afternoon. You should receive it next week. I'm truly saddened to hear, and that's about the personal situation that you had revealed to her. And then there was another, let's see, there was another message. So you said thank you for honoring my purchase because she said she was going to send it. She said, of course, I would never do otherwise. I'm not on my laptop, but I'll send you the tracking number tomorrow. I truly appreciate your patience. Now, she then says, wait at MNF a minute, but she said it wasn't for you. So that was back in July. Was that last year or was that 2024, 2023?
23.
2 years ago, almost.
Yes, the exact same day that she launched the drop to buy the bags. I bought my bag the same day.
Latonia is in the building. Hey, Latonia. Latonya, I don't know if you can hear me, but we can't hear you. So you, Didi, you bought your items the same day she launched, and you're saying to this day you still have not received
Hey,
your
can you hear me?
bags.
Y'all
No.
hear me? I can't hear anything.
And I sent you another receipt about the refund as
Oh, about the
well. I
refund.
don't know if you can pull
Ho-
that one up.
Hold on one second, Didi. Latanya, just now I
Hello?
barely could hear you. I can barely hear
Wait a
you.
minute. It says I'm in the show, but I can't hear anything. I
So
don't know
she
why
can't
I'm not
hear
hearing
us.
anything. Let me see.
Let me type it
Let
in
me
the
turn my
chat.
earpiece.
I can barely hear you, but you can't hear
Down,
me. Latanya?
down there. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you better now.
Okay, because I was just gonna say a while ago I couldn't hear anything, so I'm in now. Okay, okay. So,
Okay.
so hi
Now
everyone.
Latanya said hello to everybody. Now, Didi, I don't think I got a receipt. I mean, a receipt about the refund. I don't think I got something about the refund.
I sent you like four different ones.
Okay, let me check.
That's when I was asking for my money back. Oh, I think you read that one about the cash app and she said it couldn't be refunded.
Mm-hmm. Let me go back. Yeah, I read about the cash app. So basically, you ordered the product when she first launched it, so it would be no excuse about the bag ran out, the company went out. You asked her for a refund. She said she couldn't refund. She was going to ship it the next day. So that
Right.
was in July of 2023.
Yeah.
So did you constantly message her? Did you give up at some point? What happened?
Um, I sent. I don't know what if you didn't get all the receipts. I sent you another one. Um,
I'm checking
yeah.
now, but you could just tell us what happened. I'm checking now.
I had told her that I was still waiting on my bag. I haven't received it, and could I get my money back? And she, of course, said she couldn't cash at me back.
Ooh,
Um,
I see another one came in. I'm gonna bring it up in a second. Go ahead.
and So, I mean, I've messaged her a few other times, which you should be able to pull up from what I sent you, but I can't remember exactly what I said. But basically, I told to let her know that I never received it. I was disappointed. Um, I was, really, I was trying to support her in her business,
Mm-hmm.
and I just felt like I was duped. I was like, I'm, tired of keep asking you about my bag and so on and so forth. And
Yeah, I don't think I got those. I'm looking. I didn't get those additional ones that you're saying. I got the bank one. I'm about to bring it up now. But those other ones, I didn't. I didn't get those.
okay,
Mm-mm. I only got like one, two, three, four messages. And then two of them are kind of overlapping each other. So I didn't get where you contacted her later. So basically, you contacted her later. We can just talk about it. You contacted her later. Did she respond when you said you were disappointed about not receiving your items and paying the money? Did she respond after that?
I don't think she did.
Mm.
I'm trying to pull them up right now while we're talking, but I don't think she responded.
And did you say that later on you eventually got blocked?
Yes, because I was in the group. I was, following her page, and like when I try to click on it, it's asking to follow. So I don't know if does that mean that she blocked me or not, but I was part of her page, so
Hmm. So you were part of the group, and it says follow. So you pretty much got kicked out of the group.
yes.
Well, Latanya, that sound familiar, don't it?
Yep, that's her MO. Is when she cross you, and know she's crossed you, then you get kicked out of the group. Like I said, when I was in the cherry pick group, and she created a group within that group while she owed me, and told people to send a request, and I sent the request, but I was the one of the ones didn't get put in the group, but I'm the one you owe. How that goes? I'm the one you owe, but I'm just a group of people I trust. So that sounds familiar. That when she crossed you, but she got a lot, all this stuff happening in her. That's karma. She got to pay for all the things she did. 'Cause one thing about it, you can't escape karma. You don't escape that. It's coming, and that's why she catching the hell she catching now for all the people that she done wronged. And that's why she ain't got nobody to lean on. You'll never hear talk about family because she probably burned bridges with all of them.
That is a point. Somebody said that in the comments. They was like, why doesn't she borrow this money from family? But we never hear her talk about her family at all, like in a good way. I've heard her on one live say, "Oh, my family and I did everything for them," and then as if like I guess there's no good relationship. Now here is the receipt. So this is the bank statement, right? On 5/15 was the purchase from the Sweet Life for $250, Miss Dee
Yes.
that she made this purchase. You then now in July, that was that other receipt that we showed. That was in July. So 2 months later, You asked her, where's the bag? She said she's going to mail it the next day. But here we are 2 years later, and you never received anything.
Right.
$250. Did you ever dispute it with your bank or try to go about it that way?
No, because I was actually waiting, trying to wait patiently. And after, we conversed over Messenger, I thought she was going to honor, you know, her sending me my bag.
Hmm. Well, it is part of, unfortunately, part of a lot of what people saying. We also had people in the comment section. Um, Miss Roberta said Nandi scammed me for 6 hair units, which she never provided me with hair nor my money. This was a moment in my life where I felt I was taken advantage of. This happened back in December of 2024. And all this time she ran excuses, stopped communicating with me. Not only purchased the hair, not only purchased the hair units, she scammed me into I guess buying the teas. I didn't want to. I don't really know what she's saying here. I didn't want to be understanding. I guess she's saying I wanted to be understanding, but I noticed a repeat behavior and not caring about the items that I bought nor the money that I spent. There is another person in the comments. Here's another person in addition. Nandi scammed me as well. Paid for a bag last year that I did not receive. Wasn't going to say anything because it just material. I took it as a loss. LOSS. Still supported her, but right is right and wrong is wrong. I have receipts and messages about the bag that I never received and never got a refund. So I completely understand where the ladies are coming from. Can't keep moving shady and think it won't catch up with you. So in addition to all of the people that came on the live, the people that we're talking about that loan large sums of money, there's also these people like you, Miss Didi. $250 is not a. I'm not saying it's a lot of money, but it's not a little bit of money. When you purchase something, you want to receive it. I'm not sure if you heard the live yesterday. Basically, she's saying if you make purchases and she has something going on in her life, she's going to prioritize your money that you gave her for the purchase over sending you anything.
Poor business practices. Poor business practice. And she don't care about anybody but herself. That's why I'm back on here today because of the screenshot that I sent you, Darnell, to display when we get to that part. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm on here today. The nerve of her. And then teammates in there, all you kids this. Y'all dumbass, let her do y'all like she done me. I was dumb for loaning her the money, but y'all still sitting over there with all the proof I provided with receipts, and y'all still sitting over there riding her balls.
I mean, we can show
Let her
that
let her
now.
fuck one of y'all.
We can show this now. Hold on, let me see.
Okay.
Darnell, I found the last two ones that I sent her in August and September.
Okay, if you want to send that to me, you can. I never got those in that initial email.
Okay.
So this is what Latonia is talking about. So Nandi
What,
has. Oh, go
and
ahead.
Donnell, I want you to read it too, because I can't see it that well. So I want you to read it, and then I
Oh,
want to comment on it when you read it.
oh, okay. So Nandi has these private groups, and she sends these private messages to people and all of this stuff. But nosy neighbors are everywhere. So it says, message, never borrow money from anyone you are not positively sure you can trust to not try to kick you when you are not looking or down. Outside of this season of my life, I never borrowed money from anyone. I never dreamed of publicizing my good deeds, most especially when I know the person has been critically ill or going through a rough patch and a crisis financially, emotionally, physically, etc. Y'all pick your friends and supporters wisely. Love y'all.
Okay, now let me comment on that. Isn't that supposed to be the other way around? Shouldn't it be make sure you can trust somebody before you loan them some money? Look at she's Donald Trump's sister. How you turn shit around?
Right.
I should have been able to trust your ass. I'm the one didn't get paid back. How the fuck you on there talking about trust somebody before you borrow money from them? Who took a loss? I took a loss. Fucking narcissistic dummy, you. How
Yeah.
how dare you? That shit burnt me up when I read that.
I mean, she's
And then,
basically like she's the victim of the situation.
yeah, yeah, she's the victim. That's what
Exactly.
narcissistic people do. How the hell are you the victim? Make sure you can trust somebody before you borrow money. Isn't that totally opposite? Shouldn't you make sure that you can trust somebody before you loan them your money?
Hmm.
What the hell? And
Yes,
then,
indeed.
Donnell, if I can, um, if you put the next screenshot I sent you.
Let me get it. I got it right here. So this is the comment section. A couple comments.
Okay, so some of them yes and all that bullshit and 100s, all that. I ain't even worried about that. But the one that said something about loyalty, what name that is? So I want to tell her, loan your goddamn money. What that lady name with all that about something about loyalty with the couple sentences.
So
Read that, please.
that's Renee Nay Taylor. She says exactly. The world is just not the same. Well, let me read it. Let me read it good. Exactly. The world is just not the same anymore. No more loyalty. Fake has become real. It's sad. This too shall pass, coach. I love you.
Okay, Renee, nay, nay. If you love her, give her them goddamn $1,500 to give back to me. Let her take your damn money. Y'all kill me over there in that damn group, fucking suckers. You ain't got no life or something that y'all ride Nandi asshole. What the hell? How y'all supporting somebody and I showed y'all receipt and that kick her when she was down my ass. She started that fucking tea business on my dollar.
Yeah.
She owed me in May. She started the tea business in June, July. Start making money from the tea business. Start adding more inventory, adding stuff that she didn't have, resupplying the tea business, and never tried to give me my damn money back. And if y'all suckers over there don't see nothing was wrong, fuck all y'all. And I mean that.
I
Shit.
mean that now, and here's the thing. We talked about there's going to be some people, no matter what you present to them, they're still just, just whatever they are. But here's the thing: we got somebody who clearly, Nandi, oh, this is my good friend, this is my girl, this is my, whatever, and who loaned her $1,500. Nobody loans you. I'll give a challenge to Renee Nene and Boo 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 and whoever else. Go to somebody in your family to see if you can get $1,500 from them.
Right. And
Go
anybody
go
else over
go
there in that
go
group.
go ask your daddy if you can borrow $1,500. Go ask your cousin Woodrow if he gonna loan you $1,500. Chances are you ain't never gonna get it, never gonna get it. And so this lady done loaned this lady $1,500. Never met her, never seen her. She trusted her for whatever reason. She thought they were friends. Loaned her $1,500 with the promise that I'm gonna pay you back in 2 days.
Right.
And
And then there
now
are
and now it's been almost a year. So Renee, I don't know what world you live in, but you're right. The world is not the same. And you're right. There's no more loyalty because the loyalty would have been her paying her motherfucking money back within a whole year.
and then especially when I know she had the funds when she started the tea business. I can understand if I had loaned Nandy that money and she took ill immediately after, I wouldn't even be here right now. I wouldn't. I would have gave her grace. But
Right.
you done had opportunities multiple times and you turned the fucking deaf ear to me. You went ghost on me. I was no longer your friend. And I want to also say to the people in the comments that saying things like, who fool, what fool loaned somebody that? Nandy was no longer just a content creator to me. We have become what I thought was friends. It ain't no different from y'all meeting these niggas online and starting a relationship that you ain't met yet and flying to their city, jumping in the bed with them and ain't met them yet before you met them or flying them to your house. It ain't no different. I met her online. The only difference is our relationship was not intimate.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't no different. I'm not the first person that met somebody online and trusted them. I
And
trusted Nandy. I thought Nandy and I were friends. We had gotten to the point where I trusted her. I had started to care about her, or genuinely care about her. No different from, like I would say, Donnell, some of the people that come on your panel. Some of those people care about you. And I ain't gonna say everybody in your comments would loan you money, but I believe some of those people that have established a relationship with you that come on your panel, if you was in a real dire need, I believe some of them would help you if you needed it. I might be wrong, but I believe so. People got to understand she wasn't just a content creator out there. She had become my friend. This is somebody I talked to on the phone from 4 in the evening to 9 and 10 at night. To the point to my husband say, "Who is that lady you be talking to so long?" So what I'm getting at. I want people to know I didn't meet her 3 days ago and give her $1,500. We have been on the phone over a year, several times a week for hours at a time. I thought she was my friend. I thought I was helping a friend. I ain't dumb enough to just a total stranger, but I trusted her that we had enough rapport and that we had built enough on a friendship that she wouldn't do me like that. I really believed that I was going to get my money back.
Somebody say, Jeray said, I wish Darnell would ask me for $1,500, maybe 100. Yeah, that's pushing it. Girl. So listen, this is what I would like to, we talked about grooming, which, listen, if you look at a con artist, Didi, you dropped off love. If you want to click on that link again and come back, that's fine. But you dropped off, and let me check and see if you sent me those other receipts. If you look at a con artist, because we already talked about grooming and all of those things, so people will say what they need to say. They will finesse you in the way that you're tricked out of things, and this happens all across, the world. So, in addition to, hold on now, Didi, turn your camera back off unless you want it on. So click your camera to turn it back off like you've been doing, and then you're good. Okay, no. So you gotta allow your audio. Whatever you were doing the first time, you need to do it again. So I see you, Didi, but now your audio is not working, so it's not letting me bring you on. Okay,
Tell
there
her
you
to hit.
go.
Oh, I was just gonna tell her to hit the microphone.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so I will say this, to be scammed, finesse, I've been calling her a city slicker a long time ago. It happens, unfortunately.
And Darnell, one other thing I noticed that the first time I came in your live, people were saying, because my Cray and I are both educated women, and they was like, "How educated women like that?" I'm educated on the structure and function of the human body. I'm not educated on scammers. I went to school for nursing. I have a nursing degree. I don't have a degree on scammers. I don't come in contact with these kind of people in my everyday life. I don't deal with these kind of people in my everyday life. So my being a nurse ain't got a damn thing to do with me allowing myself to be scammed. It could happen to anybody. Same thing with my Cray. She's in law enforcement, but what they got to do with being manipulated, even though she tried my Cray, but my Cray didn't loan her no money, so my Cray was smarter than I was. My Cray got duped with the tickets for the snooker ball, but she called my Cray for the very first time that they talked on the phone at 1:03 a.m. February 9th, and she asked my Cray to borrow $3,000. And my Cray
Wait.
February 9th, 2024 at 1:03 a.m.
Hmm.
And
Wait.
she called my Cray and said, "Are you asleep?" And my Cray told her, "I got up to use the bathroom." And she asked my Cray for $3,000.
So wait, my Cray didn't tell us this now.
What she done tore her ass with my Cray, posting that when she went in on my Cray for no reason at all, and lied and told my Cray she would do a public apology and take the video down. She never did that public apology, because that's how narcissists are. They ain't gonna admit to their wrong. And she got all that shit she aired out about my Cray and my Cray husband, when my Cray didn't say nothing disparaging about her on your live.
She
And
did
she
not.
went in on my Cray, but have not did a public apology and have not took that shit down. It's still over there so she can make them damn pennies. She's desperate to make them pennies. How you do that to somebody? My Cray ain't been nothing but a friend to her. And my Cray did tell her, give her the money when you get it. But my Cray said she did. I told her when you get it, she said I wasn't tripping. She said, but after we going on 2 years, my husband got involved. And that's when my Cray husband was like, no, this is enough. This is enough of that.
So,
And my Cray said she kind of friended Nandi
uh-huh.
because she do work with reentry. People that are re-entering society when they done got been in trouble and that kind of thing. So my Cray deal with a lot of different things in her career in law enforcement. So she said she noticed a lot of people were saying, why would somebody in law enforcement deal with somebody like Nandi? Well, she deal with criminals all the time. We can't run for criminals because we're professionals. Sometimes we have to deal with those kind of people. So that was the thing. My Cray said after the snicker ball tickets that she told Nandi, you can give it to me when you can. You can. She said
Mm-hmm.
her husband paid back those friends. Oh, he gave the friend because Nandi, my Cray had bought tickets for herself and
Mm-hmm.
three other friends. So when Nandi realized when
And
when
that's
she
and those the combination of those tickets. One of the tickets $250.
they was 200 and something. Yep, they was over. I know they was over $200.
So we're talking
So
about between $700 and $800 in
right,
sneaker ball tickets that
right,
she never paid her back. That she over a year later had to do a chargeback to get her money back.
right. So what
Then
happened?
she had. Then
Okay.
you're saying she asked her for $3,000.
Yep, she asked him for $3,000, and then my Cray didn't do it. My Cray told her, she in the midst of taking care of some business that she couldn't do it. That no, I can't do that. And so when my Cray husband realized that Nandi said lying about the venue didn't give all the money, that's a fucking lie. If that venue canceled, they had to give you your money back. They can't. I could see if Nandi canceled, and then the venue said no, we're not giving your money back. But if the venue canceled, they had to give money back. So that's a lie. All of this stuff. Nandi is a number one scammer. So so when my Cray husband realized that she's not gonna have the money, he was trying to give her a little grace too. He paid those friends back with the understanding Nandi was gonna pay them back. Although my Cray gave Nandi a little grace to say, when you get it, well, we going into 2 years when you gonna damn get it again. You started a tea business. You didn't pay my Cray back. You restocked your tea business like me, like you did with me. You didn't try to pay my Cray back. So when my Cray husband decided that hell, she ain't gonna pay me back, then he did what he did with the chargeback.
As
Cause
he
she lied
should.
about the hotel. And so he charged back the tickets. And my Cray said when she warned Nandi that her husband would say he was gonna do that. And guess what Nandi said?
What?
Oh, it's been a year now, it's too late.
Oh, so she was trying to like flex, like, oh well, it's been a year now. I got your money. You can't even get it back if you tried.
Right, right. She told her it's been a year now, and so that's
Girl,
kind
you
of what
lying
pissed
to me.
that's kind of what pissed my Cray husband off. He felt like, okay, bitch, I'm feeling since she want to call everybody bitch and bitch ass niggas, I'm gonna call her a bitch for my Cray husband. So my
Okay.
Cray husband was like, okay, bitch, you wanna you wanna talk about you think you got me, I'll show you. And he called back and did the charge back on it. And also done there real quick, pull up that other charge where my Cray husband went back and got his money back for the teapot too. 48.15. Pull that
I,
up there.
I got it
Yeah.
right here. So in,
Uh-huh.
in
Right there.
addition, $48.25. So she ordered the tea and never got her tea either.
No, she never got her teapot. She got some tea. She did order some tea from Nandi a couple times and she got her tea. But this
Oh,
last time she ordered the teapot, she never got the teapot.
the
So when Nandi came out
teapot.
of the hospital talking about sending people their other stuff, why the hell did your friend? Why the hell didn't you make sure you take care of you already or you just gonna owe till you die? You already owe her for snicker ball and then you still didn't pay her. So my credit right there. So I did that to let the team make some of y'all know, some of y'all people out there that she owe. If you did it on a credit card, it might not be too late to get your money back. I don't know how that worked with different credit cards and how it worked with the bank. I tried to get mine back, but because I willingly did it as a loan, I couldn't get mine back. I damn sure tried. But because I did it as a loan, I could not get mine back. But because I was
Okay.
honest with them, I told them I felt sorry for the broke bitch. And I tried to help her, and I told them the truth, and they really, looked at it as scammer, and they really was like, I wish so bad we can do something, but our hands are tied. They really wanted to help me get my money back because they saw clearly that basically what she did was took advantage of somebody trying to help her. But they said that
So,
really even one girl went higher up to try to get it for me. But when
mhm.
she went higher up, that higher up was like, I understand how you feel, and she really, the higher up told me, the person that I had talked to first, she really feel bad for what happened to you, and she really want to get your money back, but really there's nothing we can do.
Mm. So, Miss Didi, so you may want to call your bank and see. It probably well, every bank is different. So even though it's been quite a while, maybe you want to call your bank and tell them, you've been given it. Show them that those text message communications. Oh, speaking of, you sent me another one. Let me make sure you're okay. Here we go. So it says this is August. So you bought the Miss Didi. You bought the purse, the overnight bag in May. That receipt showed.
Mm-hmm.
You checked with her in July. Hey, I see something. Thank you, Jerry, my love. And then here in August, you said, "Hi, Nandi. You still haven't provided me with the tracking number." Now we saw your last receipt back in July when you asked for a refund after purchasing in May, and we saw your receipt for the $250 come out your bank. So that was May, then June and July. You asked for a refund. She said she was going to send you your package and your tracking number the next day. That was in July. Here we is, August the 9th. This is 2023. Hi, Nandi. You still haven't provided me with my tracking number. You said it was going to be shipped out on the 27th of July. It would have been here by now if that was the case. I'm so disappointed because I believed in you and your business. I'm over it. Then she didn't respond to you. August the 9th. This is Didi we're talking about now.
Right.
In September, Didi said, I still want my damn bag. Now I added damn to it. I paid $250 that I can't afford to just throw away. I just tried to keep asking you about my bag. That doesn't mean I don't want my bag. I just got excited to get it, but I don't know what happened. Please send me my shit, basically. You know,
Basically.
Thank you, Jerea. Thank you so much, Shayna. Thank you so much, Stephanie B. Thank you, Miss Billy. We are 10 super chats away from our goal. We're quite a bit of cash apps away from our goal. All of the things are voluntary. If you can, please do. If you can't, please don't. And can somebody send me 1,500? I'm just trying to get the 1,500. Um,
Donnell, you trying to take a look? Donnell, you trying to take a shot at me now?
no, I'm trying to be for real. Um, so Miss Didi,
Uh-huh.
you even through September, you were still asking her, and she never responded after that, even more.
No. No.
Dang, just cold blooded. Now,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I want to say, Miss Didi, too. Now, she likes to tell people the reason there was an issue with the bags is because the colors ran out or the company had some funny businesses. But you ordered your thing, you said the day of or either the day after she first came out with the bag. So
The
that is
day
not
of, the same day.
so that could never be the excuse of you in your bag and not receiving your bag.
Exactly.
Wow.
And you see on that last receipt, she says she's ordering it's custom made for me and all this and that. It's like she had it packed up and ready to go.
Yeah. She said, I'll be sending it out tomorrow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out. She cannot say in this case, which I don't believe her no way, that the issue was, oh, the color ran out, as if the people can't switch to another color if that's the case, or as to say, oh, the company is going through some things. She tried to use that one as an excuse. So we can't say that here. Thank you so much, Mama D. Can't say that at all. They say Nanny is a whole fraud. I mean, yeah, yeah.
And Donnell, another thing, the way when she did that live about my Craig, I felt so bad for my Craig, even though my Craig kind of like brushing it off her shoulder like fuck that. Fuck her. I ain't worried about it. But I felt bad because the way she did my Cray, and then the thing about it is that when she went over there and listened to your live and realized that my Cray didn't say anything about the snooker ball ticket, she didn't even have the enough up in her to say, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
can't believe that she didn't take that down. And my Cray, the reason my Cray didn't mention the snooker ball because her husband had told her technically she don't owe you no more because he had already got his money. And he said technically she don't owe you no more, so don't I don't want you to get in no mess or getting messy over there. Just if you need to go over there, say what you need to say, but I don't want you over there talking about because technically she don't owe you anymore. And then for her to try to diminish black love by calling Marvin husband some old nigga she fucked with, you know. What are you in the way she tried to put my husband down for being an older man, but you ain't got no damn body.
Mm-mm.
You ain't got shit. You ain't got nobody. You ain't got shit, Nandy. Why you talking to other people when she needed $3,000 for my crate? Her car was about to be repoed. One
Wait,
car got repoed, then she got a second one, but she want to see Nandy need to go somewhere and
wait
get
the
something.
hell a minute. Wait the hell a minute. As my auntie used to say, you're taking me too fast. What car got repoed?
The first Lexus that y'all had that y'all got a picture of at the hotel, that Lexus got repo, and when she was calling my Cray, and Nandy, I'm letting you know, I know you're gonna hear this, I'm letting it all out, God damn it. I told you don't cross me. I told you I'm one of the nicest people you could ever meet, but if you fuck with me, I go ham. So I'm there now. I don't care. Anything, everything goes. But yeah, she that's why she wanted to borrow the money from my Cray, because her car was about to be repoed and did get repoed. But
Oh,
guess what she did? She went back and got another black Lexus so nobody would know. That's just how vain she is. And know damn well you couldn't afford a Lexus unemployed. You ass should have went and got you a Volkswagen Beetle and sat your ass down.
right. And that's why she ain't had no money because she trying to maintain that
Keep
image. So
keep up this she wanna keep up this facade.
right. So the
So
car
she went
got
back and
repoed and
replaced
she
it with
went
another black
got
Lexus.
another one.
Another one so people won't know and it was a little bit more upgraded but it's probably gone now. I don't know since I ain't in contact with her because after that new Lexus was when I started getting calls from bill collectors, and one of the calls was about the car that came
Uh-uh.
to my phone, kept calling. I was like, God damn, I don't have bill collectors calling for me. I know damn well I don't want to burn up my phone for somebody else. My phone just buzzing. I'm at work buzzing. I pick it up. I'm looking for Dara Sugar Williams. I said, huh? I was like, huh? And it
Hey,
was about the car.
Lacardis, I appreciate you, love. Lacardis said, Darnell, I can't send 1,500, but I can send 20. Hey, listen, that be my point. Listen, I put up my stuff. I said, listen, if you can. If you can't. Support me. Man, they out here getting 1,500, 3,000, 2,500, 7,500 worth. Shit, y'all better send me a damn dollar. They out here getting down 7,500. They out here selling $250 bags and only sending air. They only sent the air, and that was free. Child.
And then Darnell, another thing she tried to do in my crate ear, she finally found out my crate was going to be other than what she already owed her for the tickets, that she was only going to be a listening ear for her, that my crate wasn't going to give her no money because after my crate told her, well, you just left your job. Why can't you get it from your 401k or
What?
your severance package?
No, she did
Right.
not ask that lady to go
Yes,
into
she
her
did.
401k to give her $3,000. I know you got to be lying to me.
Yeah, she did, and she told my crate. Oh, okay. So after that, she stopped asking my crate for money because she know now I can't keep up this facade that I just left a job making 200 and over $200,000 a year. I believe she might have had that job at one point, but I don't believe after she got out of jail she went back to that job. If she had that job, I believe she may have because now I don't knock her. She's very smart. She's a very smart lady, book wise as well as street wise. Obviously, she duped the hell out of me, but but on the phone with my crate threatening that she ain't got nothing to live for. Want people to think she want to kill herself. Threatening that she
Oh,
ain't got nothing to live for on the phone with my crate.
she ain't got nothing to live for. So I wonder was the rumors true about I heard a little something. I don't know. Thank you, Miss Jackie, for being a member for over 2 years. I appreciate you so much, my love. I really do.
And then texting my Cray talking about I love you, friend, after that video came out, but didn't take the video down. That night, she texted my Cray, or either that same night or the next night, she texted my Cray talking about I love you, friend, but that video still over there on YouTube running where you dog my Cray and her husband out.
My God, it's the can you go into your 401k for me? Hold on, let me tell
No,
y'all
no, no,
something.
no, 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 Donnell, you misunderstanding it. She asked my Cray for $3,000, and my Cray asked her, "Didn't you just leave your job? Don't you have a 401k? Don't you?
Oh,
Yeah, don't you have a severance
oh,
package, or can't you get money yourself? 'Cause you just left a job making $200,000 a year. You ought to have some kind of payout." So no, she
exactly.
didn't ask my Cray to go in her 401k. My Cray was telling her to go in her own.
Right, exactly. But that was probably a lie about that job making $250,000 a year. So real quick, y'all, we are 3 super chats away from our goal. We're quite a bit of cash apps away from our goal. If you can, please do. I always tell y'all one of the biggest ways you can support is through membership. If you need to renew your membership, if you want to become a new nosy neighbor, please click on that link to become a new nosy neighbor or renew your membership. What else? I was going to say something. Oh, yes. And if you have just come in or whatever, I need you to like and share the live. Like and share the live. Share to the groups that you're in. We only have 160 likes. We got almost 600 people in the building. Only 160 likes. I need you to like and share the live. Okay. Thank you, Lady 50, for the super chat. And make sure y'all send in a super chat and not a super sticker so it can go towards the goal. Okay, Latonia.
And
So
and
thank
done
you
there
for clarifying
also
that.
your nosy neighbor that my crazy sister-in-law,
Okay,
she
yeah.
lives she lives right there in Atlanta. She don't comment much because of her job title as well. But she
Mm-hmm.
one of your silent nosy neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
and she loves you, Donnell. And
Oh.
she works for a law firm right there in the Atlanta area, and she don't post on social media because she don't want her footprints to be she want her footprints to be small due to
Mm-hmm.
school and everything she's going through. But
Mm-hmm.
they're pissed off about the way Nandi talked about her brother, which is my crazy husband. She is pissed off with their situation, and
Mm-hmm.
they said they better not run into her.
Oh. Okay. Some Julie said her only job was selling pills. Is that what the RICO charges us for? Now, getting into the Q&A, and I don't know if we have, if you want to do something else before, but I saw one question.
Okay.
Somebody earlier said, wasn't the RICO charges enough? And I think you may have addressed this, but maybe the person wasn't on. They said, wasn't the RICO charges enough for you all to see who she was?
Well, I think I'll address this and I'll address it again. If she's in my ear telling me her identity was stolen and she's my friend at the time, I'm thinking, I don't know. She ain't been charged. She ain't been went to jail yet for it. She ain't went to court yet for it. Until then, the allegations until she's charged with it, but she ain't been. What word am I looking for? You know what I'm trying to say? She
She
ain't
hasn't
got
been convicted.
right. So she's telling me her identity was stolen and a family member did these things. So I don't know what to believe, but because she's my friend, I'm leaning toward trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. So that's why I did not. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe Nandy. She's very convincing, and I believed her. Call me dumb for believing her, but I'm not the only person that have believed somebody that wasn't telling the truth. I believed her. So when I knew the recall charger was out there, but she was telling me her identity was stolen, and she's quick and fast with that tongue. She good. I don't know why she didn't go to be a damn attorney. She's good with that tongue. So I believe her that somehow an educated woman like this, that making that kind of money,
Mm-hmm.
why would you have a need to steal? In my mind, that's what I was thinking. You make like with me, I don't make $200,000 a year, but I ain't finna risk the money I do make for no bullshit ass change. I'm not gonna put my career on the line for no damn money. I don't make 200,000 a year, but what
Mm-hmm.
I do make is damn sure not worth me putting it on the line
Right.
for a little
Going
extra
to
come up.
jail. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not finna
Um,
do break no laws.
Main Op 7 said, I can understand that, Latonya. Thanks for answering. And then somebody else, thank you all for the cash apps, the super chats. I'm gonna say everybody's name and everything here in a second. Oh, and then Lacondas, that was it. Lacondas said yes, said that lady's whole government name when at the time she hadn't done anything to her. She really came on and didn't say much of anything. We're talking about Micray, but she went on and said a whole government name, talking about her husband, and did all of that stuff. So I can understand. And shout out to my nosy neighbor. That's a secret nosy neighbor. I appreciate you. But yeah, very disrespectful, very very dandy. And here's the thing, you all. A lot of us can see her clear as day, but I do appreciate Latonia saying, unfortunately, she couldn't see her and she believed her. I mean, I guess, shit happens and that
Yeah,
happened. But I
yeah,
appreciate her saying,
I really
I
did. And you know
appreciate
what,
her
Donna?
saying now, I was wrong. I should have seen it. I should not have ignored it. But she said she's a good talker, and for some people it is, the city slicker. I say that again. And unfortunately, she had people that believed her.
And Donnell also, she duped me. Not only she's a city slicker, but I'm a giver and I'm someone with a big heart. I have a big heart. As I told you as a kid, my mom would tell me, "Stop! You give you trust people too much. You give too much." I used to go to work. I had a part-time job as a teenager, and I would come home from work and split my check in half with my sister for no reason. That's just who I am. So it wasn't that hard for somebody with a big soft heart like I have. That's why I say my husband. He does. Baby, he knows that I have a soft heart. I told you when I met my husband, he told me everybody around you just I didn't look at it as being used. I look at it. I'm having fun. I love my friends. Let's eat. Let's drink. Let's be merry. But I was paying for everything, and my husband was like, "No, baby, no. These people around you, they using you." So I didn't look at it that way. So on top of that, I got duped. And I admit I got duped. I admit maybe I should have saw through it. Am I embarrassed about it? No, because I'm human. Do I wish I had not loaned her that money? Of course I wish I had not loaned her that money. But am I embarrassed? No, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed for teammates or nosy neighbors to know I was a fool. I was a fool, but I didn't know any better. I got duped. And I'm not the only person in this world that got duped. And you better believe I won't be the last person that got duped. But you can believe I won't get duped again in that manner.
It's kind of like this is a Nigerian prince, and my kingdom has just run out of funds. Can you please wire me? So, if you all have any questions, you can type the questions in the chat. I will open up the StreamYard. Please be respectful with your questions. At this point, if you're not, then I'm not going to entertain it, and I'm not even going to move any forward with your questions. I do know a question that some people were asking in the last chat. Let me share the StreamYard. Um,
And Darnell, I don't mind answering any question anyone have. I don't mind anybody coming up, on the panel while I'm up here. I ain't gonna drop down. They come up as long as they respect me. I will respect them, and I want to put it on the line. I didn't come here to talk about Carmen and Tay. I'm here to talk about my experience with Nandi and warn those out there who don't know and warn those out there that might know or maybe like I am, straddle the fence and think she's a good person and don't know. But I'm not here to talk about Carmen and Tay at all.
so here was a question that, and the StreamYard is in the chat. If anybody has a question, or you can type your question. I'll try to see and read as many as I can. So some people will say, Nandi was so hateful and um, ruthless with her condemnation of Carmen and Tay and just making up stuff, which I guess at some point you all may have believed. But just how nasty she was. Some people will ask, well, did you think she was bullying? Or like, was there any point of the way she did what she did and how she did it, that you were, I guess, comfortable with that, or sitting and being a witness and attached to that the way she
Oh,
was at some point?
oh, okay, well, I looked at it like this. It was going back and forth. Just as ruthless as she was, she got some ruthlessness back. She was called out her name. She was called nappy head. She was called tall baby black. She was talking about her skin color. She was talking about being fat. You know what I'm saying? So the way, as far as I'm concerned, ruthless was going back and forth. Y'all sat on one side with ruthlessness. I sat on another side with ruthlessness.
Now
I didn't do it.
I happen to disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. Um, Now I hear what you're saying, but now I everything I did was a response to and not an initiation. So I happen to think that's different. When someone is coming and accusing somebody of something that I know they're telling lies because I've proven the lies so many times, I'm responding to something and I am defending something that I felt worth defending. Now, for you, it may have looked at as the same thing, but I'm just like stating my piece on that. I'm
Well, I'm not
responding
talking
to.
about your side, Donnie. I don't remember her being that ruthless with you. I remember her being ruthless with Carmen and Tay and saying disparaging things about them. I don't remember her saying nothing disparaging about you other than ghost boy pussy or that kind of thing. But I don't remember her being ruthless toward you like that. I'm just saying when her and Carmen and Tay was going back and forth, she was giving it to them and they was giving it to her. I'm not talking about you at this point because I don't remember you and her being y'all went back and forth, but not to the degree of bad name calling and the things that her and Tay and Carmen did with each other.
Dee Takaki has a question for you. She says, "What about Dee Dee? Did she not believe the mugshot either?" So Dee Dee, she wants to know when you saw the mugshot and the RICO charges, did you not believe that? Before you answer, beautiful one, you're here and you're backstage. You have to allow your audio. That's the only thing you need to do to connect. Allow your audio. Okay, Dee Dee.
Basically, I knew she was full of crap. I mean, like with me, I could see through people. I would listen to her just to see what she would say next.
Mm-hmm.
It was just one of those interesting type of things where you wonder how a person can be like that, and you could see right through their mess. Now, me ordering a bag was just me wanting a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the website was up. She was showing people, and they were saying they were getting their bags and everything. And so, my kids do sports and all of that. So I felt like, uh, one of those bags will be good for us when we traveling or going to games and things like that. So that was just on a retail, type of situation. But yeah, I could see right through Nandi. I knew that was her on the mug shot. I used to listen to her, and I used to be like, "This lady's so full of crap." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that was my thing. But no, I always knew that she was lying, and a lot of the stuff. But she would be saying I would catch her in lies, still catch her in lies. And actually, I think all the money that she done stole from everybody was to pay for them lawyer fees. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
think she was spending the money on.
Okay. I'm gonna read a statement, and then beautiful one is here, and I'm gonna get her question or questions. Lady 50 said that's not true. Donnell was the one putting her on blast. Carmen and Tay rarely said anything. I will say this: Carmen and Tay did rarely say anything. There were some times where Carmen specifically said some things, but in the way that Nandi did a live about them every day, it is no comparison on how Nandi did what she did, and then Carmen responding here and there every now and then. I would agree with that, Lady 50 as well.
Well, I'll say this. I wasn't calculating how many times and who went live the most. Two, three people were bickering and fighting with each other, and Carmen has multiple times. I'm here to keep it real and tell the truth. Carmen has called Nandi out her name, tar baby, black, nappy head, all this stuff. Yes, she have multiple times. They was at each other, so I wasn't calculating. Okay, Carmen only talked about you one time, Nandi, so you can only talk about her one time. Nandi did her thing. Carmen did her thing. I wasn't tallying up who did what and how many times they did it. And I wasn't bullying Nandi. I mean, bullying Carmen them. I sat there and I listened. And just like I was on Nandi, I was a teammate, just like whoever nosy neighbors and whoever Rose Goldies and whatever Carmen called her people. Everybody chose their team, and that's what they was on. And I wasn't there to decide that, oh, you went below the belt there now. I'm just stop being a nosy neighbor and go be on stop being a teammate now and go be a nosy neighbor because you went below the belt. I wasn't judging who did what. I just was. I didn't, and like I said, being called a teammate, I went on there and listened to her live, but I didn't get involved with a lot. I didn't join a lot of those groups like when Nanda was charging money to do this and money to do that. I never bought a snickerball ticket. I never got her Patreon. I never did all that. I would go over there and be nosy and laugh. And some of the stuff, because Nandy was hilarious. Sometimes she was funny. So I looked at it as they was going at each other, and I wasn't sitting back saying, "Oh well, Nandy, you done went live 5 times this week, and they only went live once on you." Carmen and Tay have took shots at Nandy as well. Everybody was all of them were taking shots at each other. So am I guilty for sitting on Nandy lives and laughing on there? Yes, I was on there. But I never went to Carmen Live and called her out her name and attacked them. And I never went to Tay Live and attacked either of them. I
Okay.
watched from afar, but I've never bullied no one.
So beautiful one. There was a little feedback in your mic, so I had you on mute a little bit. But go ahead, love.
I'm sorry. I want to start off, first of all, hello, everyone. But I wanted to start off before I forget by addressing Latonia's statement that she just said, because this is what infuriates me about this statement that has been said repeatedly. Oh, Nandy's funny. She's hilarious. We laughed and she, what she said was funny. Would it be funny, Latonia, now that you have a semi-platform, people know who you are. They know that you were a teammate or whatever you want to call it, whatever it's called over on Nandy's side. Would it be funny if every day people were mocking your looks? You have pictures online, you have pictures of your husband. If they were accusing you of things, would that be funny to you?
But
No, answer
beautifully
this just yes or
no
no.
no
Would that be
no no
funny
but
to you?
no before I answer that I have to clear something up with you. Is that I didn't say I laughed at the name calling. Nandy did a lot of things that were funny. That what when she said from the dickhead, we always thought that was funny. I'm not saying it was funny name calling. So everything Nandy said wasn't funny. But Nandy does have
So let me
a
just say,
humorous side.
nothing what Nandy said, what everything was directed towards somebody else's downfall. It was talked about. Carmen had a car accident. She had a scar on her lip. That was funny. Talking about Tay's edges and everything she talked about was so vile and disgusting. And that is what you and Mike Ray said. Oh, Nandy was funny. But a lot of people have said in the past that they stopped listening to Nandy because of how vile she was. Her mouth is disgusting. Just like she got on.
Beautiful one. You were everything was clear. You just went out.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, you're back.
Hello? I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's just infuriating because there is nothing. And Latanya, I said something in the chat last time with regard to you being very vocal in Nandy's lives, as well as Mike Cray. And I have screenshot because I could not listen to Nandy's lives throughout. I could not listen, but I did listen enough, from time to time to see your name pop up, your lives, and attesting to or giving testimony or giving your professional judgment.
Hold on. Let me. Oh shucks. Hold on. It's not letting me. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Dang on it. What the heck? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, beautiful one. Sorry.
Okay, so I was just saying, giving your professional judgment or assessment on Tay's mental health. That infuriates me because I am and I am a nurse. Okay, I've worked in all spaces, and I would never get on anybody's live giving any professional judgment or assessment or diagnosis of someone I don't even know. And let's just also back up. Let's go back to everybody is talking about their bits back and forth because, oh yeah, you joined your team, you decided to back who you want back. But let's just be clear. If you go back to Nandy's lives, Nandy came out of nowhere and started attacking Carmen and Tay. Out of nowhere. She didn't know Carmen. Carmen didn't know her. So our natural instinct is to attack back. Was it always right? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine somebody accusing you of murder. They're accusing you of unaliving someone. They're accusing you of human trafficking. They're accusing you of baiting people that she had on. I watched another live that was reshared about someone who came on saying that Carmen was selling seasonings and her son, and the man actually got on and said, no, Carmen's good, she's doing her thing, and she kept baiting. So every time, so imagine if someone was doing that to you every single day. You wake up, you don't know what you're going to wake up to, because let's just be clear, a lot of this started from Nandi. A lot of these rumors and innuendos and lies started from Nandi. Just like she got on live and threw you under the bus. She threw Mike Cray under the bus, gave her full name. Do you think that she did the same thing to Carmen? Who knows why she did it? Was it just because she was trying to make money? Was she hired? Who knows? But she came out of nowhere. And let's also say, and I'm sorry, I'm on one because I'm glad that I just have been holding this in, but everybody is talking about how intelligent Nandi is. Nandi is not that intelligent. She lies. If you listen to her, and if you are a bright person, you will understand that I ain't gonna say 90, but a good portion of what Nandi says is bullshit.
That's true. She lies a lot.
But it's bullshit. It's lies. Even let's go back to when she said she was in the hospital. She said this on the live. I'm fighting for my life. They had to reset my life. Girl, the hospital, for whatever reason you were in, they did not rehab you, teach you how to walk and talk all within a month and keep you in the damn hospital. They're not going to do that. The hospital, even if you had a stroke, once your acute nature of your illness is done and resolved, they're going to send you to a nursing facility or acute rehab or a long-term care facility, which none of those. Nandi is a liar. She is not that intelligent. She is intelligent enough to fool people. And she talks a good game, and she speaks intelligently to where everybody thinks, oh, she's so smart. She's so bright. But if you really listen to what she's saying, and Latonia, I'm saying you as a nurse, even when she got there on there talking about she was getting a potassium drip around the clock, girl, you and I both know they do not give potassium drips around the clock. Nandi is a liar. And I'm sorry, what infuriated me, and when I said that you guys were supporting, I didn't say you were directly going on Tay's live or Carmen's live and bullying yourself. But when you get on someone and you support that every day and you're backing that up, then I feel that you're supporting that. And if that were happening to you, you're getting on these lives and you're calling her a 304 or whatever, which we all know what that means, and talking about their looks and supporting what Nandi's saying, then you're supporting a bully. And Nandi is a bully. She's nasty. She says the most vile things. You know what? And another thing that people should understand and realize, that a crazy person, how crazy she gets when y'all put stickers on the walls. That's a sign of a person with a mental illness.
Never understood that. Never understood the sticker thing.
Mental illness. She wants to control everything. She even said the last time, I'll throw. I can get. What did she say? Something about everybody. I can come.
I can come after you all. Just like I can come like off of Carmen, and just as hard come after you all. Yes, she did say that.
She did say that, and she's a nasty, not that intelligent person, but a person who, because we've seen all the crazy people, the people who have cults. I'm not even blaming.
Beautiful one, you just went out again.
My phone keeps going on. It's easy to get pulled into the traps where apparently I don't want to say anybody is lacking anything, but I personally, I hate when people are saying and using that and justifying that by saying, oh, you followed Darnell. Well, because you came into the picture, Darnell, and so many other people, because these people were being crucified every day, every single day. I don't even get into social media like that, but it was heartbreaking. Like to the point where I would wake up and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Why do you keep messing with these people? And Latonia, I would implore you to go back and look at the lives and see where it started. Did Carmen start this with Nandi?
Absolutely not.
She didn't start it. None of them started. She didn't even know who Nandi was. Nandi came out of nowhere, and all of her lives from the beginning, and they just got worse. And everybody on her team created this monster because now she thinks she's invincible. She thinks she can't be touched. She thinks that she's this person that she got like 10,000 at her most. She had like 10,000 followers, and she thinks that she's known worldwide. Come on, girl. Like, for real. I mean, I'm sorry. My rant is over, but I had to say that. I'm happy that Latonia and so many other people are starting to see that, but I also want you to understand why people are furious, because yes, Carmen may have reacted incorrectly or wrong, but how do you know how you're going to react when somebody attacks you like that?
Hey, Darnell.
Yeah.
I got a call through and y'all couldn't hear me, so I left and came back. A call came in and y'all couldn't hear me, but I wanted to respond to the young lady that's speaking. I wanted to respond to say.
Okay, just one second. Let me make sure she's done, because then we can just have a natural transition. Beautiful one. What did you have anything else you want to say? Because Latonia wants to respond.
Oh no, she can go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, Latonia, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So what I wanted to say is that, did I always agree with everything Nandi said or did? No, I didn't always agree with everything Nandi said or did. Was I on Nandi lives every day? No, I'm not on anybody lives every single day. I'm not. My professional opinion was just that, my opinions. I never diagnose anyone. I don't have the ability to do any diagnosing. I'm not a practitioner. I'm not a doctor. I'm a nurse. I did not. I gave my professional opinion of what I thought. So, as far as everything Nandi did or said, did I always agree with it? No, I didn't. And as far as me and my crate thinking that Nandi was funny, there was a lot of things Nandi said that I found funny. And that's my sense of humor. You have a different sense of humor. Maybe you did find it funny and it infuriates you. But there were things she said that I found hilarious, and it wasn't necessarily about Tay and Carmen. She said a lot of things that was funny that had nothing to do with Tay and Carmen. So when I said Nandi was hilarious, it doesn't mean that we sat there and laughed at every time Nandi had something negative to say about Tay and Carmen. Nandi said a lot of shit that's hilarious. Some of our phone calls that lasted 3, 4, 5 hours, Tay and Carmen's name was never mentioned, and I would laugh the whole time I'm on the call. So when I say she's funny to me. Maybe she's not funny to you, and that's fine. But she was funny to me. So,
okay, but can I just
wait, let me finish.
Sure.
And so when I was on her lives, you can call it support her or whatever. That was the live I was on, where Nandi came from, how it all got started. Everybody got on somebody's team some kind of way. Everybody don't know how it got started. Some people came across, they listened to one, they listened to the other one, and then they picked a side. Nobody knows who started what. Nobody knows how it all got started. Everybody don't, at least. Maybe somebody do, but everybody don't know how it all got started. So
yeah, we know.
My thing was, I came about across Nandi Live one day, and she was talking. Something she said drew my attention. I stopped there. I started listening. I listened back and forth to both sides. As I said, I didn't bully. Maybe Nandi was a bully, but I didn't bully. I sat on her. I watched her live, but I also watched Carmen and Tay lives. I also watched Darnell lives. I didn't comment on their lives, but I watched a lot of people live. Did I watch anybody live every day? No. Did I get personally involved with joining these groups and joining this and paying for this and paying for that? No, I didn't buy no bag. I didn't go buy no tickets for no Snicker ball. I didn't join no Patreon.
You just gave her $1,500.
I loaned her $1,500.
You gave it to her.
I loaned her $1,500
because she's a thief, and you could tell from the jump. The lady lied.
I loaned it to her. You can't
say
tell me
something
what
real
I
quick?
did.
Latonia.
I loaned it to her, and she failed to pay me back.
Okay, so let me just say something.
Then wait, and then I'm gonna say this, Darnell. As I said before, I ain't here to talk about Tay and
I'm not
Carmen.
going to debate. I'm not talking about
let me
Carmen
finish.
and Tay.
I'm done talking about Tay and
I'm
Carmen.
not talking
And if
about
that's
Carmen
all
and
we're gonna
Tay.
talk about, Darnell, I will drop off, because I didn't come up. Tay and Carmen grown as fuck. And
I'm
they can
not
defend them
talking
damn
about
self.
Carmen and Tay.
They can defend their damn self. They grown as fuck. All these grown ass women feeling like they need to
Wow.
run to the rescue.
Latanya.
Tay and Carmen
Latanya.
grown as fuck, and I didn't come over here to talk about them.
Okay. Well, so Darnell, can I just say this? I'm not talking about Carmen and Tay specifically. I'm talking about the situation. And the situation is this is why the so many things are wrong and kids commit suicide and people commit suicide in this world. Not specific to Carmen and Tay, but everybody's saying, oh, this lady was funny, but her humor was directed at two human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And
not all the time.
It was
not
90%,
all the time.
and she was also.
So can I? Oh, go ahead, beautiful one, because I got something. I like to, even though I have so I have an understanding, a clear side of what happened, and how it happened or whatever. But I also try to understand a viewpoint if I can. So go ahead, beautiful one, and I just want to make a statement.
I'm not coming at you, Latanya, specifically. I'm saying across the board, I've heard that statement. And I'm not here to defend Carmen Norte. Okay. I did start listening to Darnell because of the fact that he and other people were trying to stand up for people who were being victimized. They were. Whether you think they're crooks or not, you had nobody, not just you, Latanya. Again, I'm not coming at you saying I'm fighting for Carmen or Tay. No, that's not who I am. I'm listening to everything, and I've listened to Nandi, and I've listened to a lot of other people who have been just completely had no proof of things that could ruin your life. That woman was on there saying she didn't want to be here anymore at points in her life, but nobody cared. They thought that was funny. You know, in the groups, they're laughing. Oh, she's 30 pounds. She's going to die soon, or she's going to do this. That's funny to everybody because of somebody else's pain. So again, I'm not here because you aren't the only one. But what I'm saying is that Nandi did come on the scene without provocation. She came on without anything from anyone. She could have. Somebody could have gotten her on, but I don't think it was Carmen Norte because they had no clue who she was. And again, listening and saying, oh, Nandi's so smart, and all these signs that were there about Nandi. And if you go back and listen to Nandi's live, and Mike Ray saying she's a detective or in that space where Nandi's lies were clear. She couldn't even keep her lies together. Where she said I don't know if you remember when she said she got laid off from her job. And she's like, oh, yeah, I got laid off and I'm fine or whatever. And then like a month later, she said, oh, I haven't worked for 2 years.
Now, no shade.
She also said she had 2 houses.
Well, I can't say no.
Homeless.
I can't say no shade. But no offense. But I will say, Mike Cray, for you to be an investigator, I have some. It's a little problematic. It's a little. I'm not sure who's getting away at this point because I agree that a lot of her stuff was very clear.
Very clear.
But you gotta clear. But y'all got to keep in mind she didn't borrow money from McCray. McCray didn't fall for the okie dokie like some of us did. She didn't borrow money from McCray. McCray told her no. McCray bought tickets because she didn't think that was a scam for snooker ball. So actually, McCray may have used her detective skills because she was smart enough not to loan Nandi any money. And McCray probably got more money than any of us that was close to Nandi like that. The people that I've talked with a lot. I don't know about everybody, but I know McCray probably was in a better financial. I'll put it like this. I ain't gonna talk about nobody else's finances because I don't know theirs. But I'll put it like this. From my understanding, McCray was probably in a better financial spot to give her the money than I was. So McCray didn't. So she didn't fall for the okie dokie. But
she did though. She bought tickets from her, and everything that Nandi had touched thus far had never come to fruition. But it hadn't hold on, Latonya. I didn't interrupt you, so let me just finish. Nandi had several quote unquote business ventures. No, you said this. Every single one of them, none of them were seen through the movie. Everybody is donating for that. All these things. So now this sneaker ball, which she didn't give updates for a long time. And do you really think that was the other thing I wanted to say? Because she said, oh, they wouldn't give me my money back, but they canceled, the venue canceled. So why wouldn't they give her money back?
Mm-hmm.
True.
And also the bags. The reason that the bags couldn't be seen because Nandi probably owed the company. And so no, they stopped, just like the hair pieces. Why would you say, okay, I'm not even dogging my crate. I mean, you become friends with people and I understand that. However, I'm just saying, if you're saying that you have this intuition about people and you can read people, I'm online. I've never talked to Nandi a day in my life. And from the jump,
Can see through her.
I saw it through bullshit, and I
Mhm.
have people in my life who are detectives.
And we're specifically talking about the fact that she's an investigator or a detective or whatever.
I'm just saying.
It really doesn't. It really what it draws some attention to that position from us, right?
Mhm. It draws
Because
attention to why a lot of people probably get accused of things or not, or get off, because we have people in that space who think it's funny to in order for them to get away from their lives, that they join groups like Nandi's. If Nandi was funny in other ways, I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Well,
all I heard was, all I heard was nastiness. Even with her people, when she didn't like what they did, them stickers, she cussing people out.
mhm.
Stupid. Who listen? Like, it was definitely giving Jim Jones. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
okay. Now, can I speak?
Sure. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
done.
again, I'll repeat again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what the things that I found funny from Nandi, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't anything name calling or something like that would take. I have a humorous side. Some of the
Mm-hmm.
things, some of the delivery, the way she said something, some of the things that you wasn't expecting to come out of her mouth. I found a lot of things she said hilarious, and I'm gonna stick with that. I found it
Okay.
funny. You did it, that's on you.
No,
Nobody else may have.
I
That's
didn't.
them. But there were some things I found funny that had nothing to do with Tay and Carmen. I'm not saying every time she called Tay or Carmen out their name, we laughed about it. No, I'm telling you that there was other things that I found funny. Like I said, we'd be on the phone 4 or 5 hours at a time, and Tay and Carmen name never came up, and she was funny. So she had a humorous side
I
that made me
understand.
laugh. I thought she was funny. As far as that is concerned, now let's get back to the snicker ball and all.
Mm-hmm.
It took, okay, your discernment and Darnell's discernment and whoever else discernment may be totally different from someone else. Maybe y'all blessed with discernment and maybe we wasn't. It took a buildup of things for me to start seeing through Nandi. I didn't immediately see through her. I didn't. But after a while, I started having moments where I was saying, I started seeing little moments that I was like, wait, did she say that? I started to begin to connect the dots. But when I connected the dots, it was too late. I had already been duped by her. But I'm I fell for it. I did. But my discernment may not be yours, and I'm not ashamed of that. God may have gave you something He didn't give me. So I'm not gonna walk around here and say, "Oh, I should have known." Maybe I should have known, but I'm not. I down about it because you said you knew from the jump. I didn't know from the jump. I started to put things together. The snicker ball thing. I didn't know Nandi was who she was doing the snicker ball thing. I just didn't buy tickets because I wasn't finna pay no plane ticket and all that to go sit around a bunch of people I don't know. If I'm gonna do something like that, I'm gonna go visit with family. I'm gonna go visit with friends, but I'm not gonna go hang out with a bunch of internet people I don't know, spending plane ticket money and hotel money for that. So that's why I didn't buy snicker ball tickets. I wasn't interested.
Mm-hmm.
But still, all the little things started to adding up as far as the money for the movie, for the play or whatever she was supposed to be reenacting. I don't know how much money she collected. I didn't give any money, but I don't know how much she collected. I don't know if she gave people their money back or not. What I'm telling you guys is that all this stuff started to come in fruition toward the end. I didn't know who didn't get their money back. People wasn't talking. I didn't know that she took people money and didn't give it back. I didn't know about all these bags until now. Nobody was talking about these bags on her lives. A few people came that one lady went to Everything RE and talked about the bag. But that was one person, and Nandi came with a backup that I was gonna give her a bag, this, that, the other, or whatever. But what I'm trying to make y'all understand that all of this stuff started to come together toward the end where we start seeing her through her and those that were closer to her that she was talking to every day. she, you know what I'm saying? She had a little advantage because she was in our ear telling us what she wanted us to hear and know. So it is what it is.
I
We
have.
got to.
Oh,
Well, I
Latonia,
don't.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Because I don't want to forget. The chat has some questions. So Jessica says, Miss Latonia, I followed her too, and I believe what she said. So please don't take this as disrespect. But if she did pay the money back, would you still be supporting her?
Yeah, good question.
If she paid my money back, uh, when you say supporting her, would I still go on her lives? Probably sometimes. Would I give her any more money? Would I donate to anything? No. But just as I still go on people's lives, as I go on many people's lives. So if she went live, even if she go live right now, I go on there and be nosy. So if that's what you call support, then yeah. But as far as going on her panels and that kind of thing, no. I wouldn't be a part of that because I know who she is now. I didn't know who she was before now. But now that I know who she is, I wouldn't take part in things that she's doing because now I know who she is. I didn't know who she was then. I believe what she told me. I believe, and like I said, Nandi wasn't just a content creator to me. To me, she had become my friend. I
But
thought
what's frustrating, Latanya, is you being in the nursing space, etc., is, and just again, not you, because I'm not really coming at you, but this is the frustrating part: is it's only a problem when it affects you personally.
no,
And
no.
everything, let me finish because I waited patiently. I'm just saying that too many people have come out and said, I thought she was funny. I she, some people even use the saying that, they felt like Carmen and Tay were scammers. But if I'm looking at, or getting behind a cause, maybe these people are scammers or what have you, and I'm backing this because we want justice. As very early on, it became clear that this wasn't about justice. This was about mocking, lies, anything that she could come up that had nothing to do with any justice for anyone. At that point, I would start to question, this isn't about, because you even said it yourself. You started to feel like this was personal, you know? And so at that point, because I'm behind you, because I'm thinking like people are scammers, they need to be exposed. And where's the exposure? And it's not just Nandi. These are all the other so-called, people exposing who it became a game, a game of just mocking anything, any physical attribute they could figure out, whatever, going to her shows. She's not feeding the homeless anymore. She's not out there. She's trying to make a living. But everybody thinks it's funny to go to her, when she's out there working, making a living, and try and mock or intervene on that. So, at what point do you realize that this person this isn't good? You can maybe be friends with her on the back end, but when you realize that Nandi didn't have anybody's best interest at heart except her own. This was
Okay,
all about making a dollar for her. She found
okay,
a niche, and she definitely abused it and abused all of her followers.
okay. So now I'm gonna reply to.
Sure.
I first want to address that it wasn't about me feeling the way I do because it's happened to me. It was about when it happened to me,
Yes, it is.
I had an opportunity to know who
Yeah.
she really is. For I can hear anything out there, and if I'm recalling correctly, I'm the first person that came verbally live about Nandi. You'd have heard
Mhm.
little stuff here and there that people might have said, but I think I'm the first one that came out, opened my mouth, and talked about my experience. So I had nothing else to go on but my experience. If
Mhm.
somebody else had came live before me with the receipts I provided, then I would have saw through Nandi. It didn't have to happen to me for me to see through Nandi. But I haven't saw nobody came out on Darnell's live or nobody else live with receipts and proof as to what had happened to them. So I'm coming out now, not just because it happened to me. Because it happened to me, I now know who she is.
But
Everybody
but
said,
Darnell debunked many
no, no,
times.
no, no, wait,
He
I'm not
debunked
done.
many
I'm
of
not
her
done.
stories, not
Wait,
just
I'm not done. You
Darnell.
you asked me
Go
to
ahead.
let you talk. Now I'm asking you to let
Sure.
me complete what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
So what I'm telling you is that you're saying people debunk. I don't catch every live. Donnell might have debunked it, but who's to say I caught that live? I have a full-time job and a family at home. I don't catch everybody live. There's a lot of lives I miss that I might have missed an important piece. I could have. I don't know because I'm not on social media every single night, every single day, catching everybody's lives. I do not. So therefore, maybe somebody did debunk something that I didn't catch. What I'm telling you is that I came out when I saw who she really is. That's why I came out, to expose her to other people so they don't go through what I went through. This ain't about I'm coming out because she did it to me and I don't care about other people. I came out because I care about the other people and I hope it don't happen to them.
And
That's
I think
why I came
everybody
out.
appreciates that, Latonia. And again, I'm not here to attack you or anyone else because I'm both Carmen, Tay, everyone is they're adults. What I'm concerned and my concern has always been about what happens on social media and how people get attacked for no reason, unprovoked. And how if it happened to you, people think it's a game because it's behind a screen and that they're not real to you. That's what it seems like. A lot of people don't feel like these are real human beings. And there are people who have lives. And the constant statement is, this was fun to me. This is how I get away from my real life. But guess what? Just because people are content creators does not mean they're not human beings. They have lives, they have families, they have feelings. Okay. And it is very, very disturbing when grown women, because the majority of people are women, sit online and I some of the things I see, I can't even believe because we don't know any of this. What we do know is that Nandi is, and I don't even know if I should say allegedly, she's been accused of and been indicted for very serious crimes. And we don't know anything. Nobody knows anything outside of that about Nandi. We don't know anything about her family life or anything. She just came out of the blue, and then these charges, and then and here's the first thing that should have been your first clue was when she got on there and lied with the straightest face ever, saying that was not her in those pictures. I would have been done with Nandi at that point because anybody that can lie, I don't care who told you to say that. Either you're an actress, and she's not, or you're a compulsive liar, and she is. She is. So
Well,
that would have been my
is
first clue. And
she is a compulsive
she's
liar.
a compulsive liar, and it's
She's
scary
definitely
because
that. But
people like
my
her are
point is
walking
I
this earth.
didn't see these things before I experienced it with her. I didn't see them. I didn't. You said you
Yeah.
saw it from the jump. Darnell said he saw things from the jump. I didn't. And when
Because
I
why do you,
started to
but
see,
Latanya, why does a person come out? Why do you think that she came out? And I'm asking this seriously. Why do you think she came out with this channel and all this stuff against these two people?
what her reason to me was, this was her reason to me. And again, I don't know what to believe because everybody that's got a mouth is subject to tell a lie. So I don't know what to believe. But her thing to me was because that Carmen was taken from the homeless as well as the Gibsons that came on the live, and that Carmen was scamming people too. So her thing was she created this channel to bring to the public's attention that all the money y'all sending in, collecting, Carmen taking it to the casino. So that was her reason to me, the reason why she came out with this channel.
But
So,
she constantly said that
but I
this is
might have
fun for
believed
me.
her.
I get paid to do this. I get paid to cover Carmen and Tay. So social media, Facebook, Meta reached out to her and said, "Okay, we're gonna pay you to make fun of, mock, belittle, berate, make up stories about two women."
Well, no, I guess in that she was meaning like the
No,
reaction
yeah.
channels. That's what all the reaction channels do. They go
The
on there and
reaction channels don't focus on two people. They usually mess with everybody.
not all of them. There's some that they focus on, but that's neither here or there. The fact of the matter is,
That's true.
Nandi became a content creator. She saw
Mm-hmm.
that, like a lot of them, drama brings the money, and a lot of them, she's not the only one. And women, like what you said about you can't believe grown women are doing this. It's all over this social media. You just happen to know about this sector. It's
No, I know
everywhere.
about a lot of people. I'm not even just saying that. I'm saying in general. I can't
Yeah,
believe that
yeah,
grown people attack people as if these are not real human beings. That's the thing. Listen, Latonia, listen to what you're saying and listen to what a lot of people are saying. Is it funny to attack people every
I
day?
didn't say it was funny to
Even
attack
if
people. I
you're not
just
on their lives every day. I don't
yeah,
find, and I don't think
yeah,
a
but
lot of
I
people.
just explained to you twice that
Mm.
I didn't say I
I
found
didn't say
it funny
you
when she
did. I
attacked.
didn't say you
So
did.
I
I'm
wanna
just
I
saying.
wanna I wanna intro because I've just been listening and I like to listen to understand and I like to listen to figure out what I'm getting from it. And this is just an observation that I'm getting from just overall and then from this conversation as well. That some people, and I'm not saying anybody is a bad person, I'm just gathering an observation that there are people who can watch something and for whatever reason or not, they are detached
Mm-hmm.
from um
The human aspect.
yeah, they're detached from the human aspect of what's going on or what's being done for the purpose of their entertainment.
Yes.
Whether they think the internet is real or they don't think it's real or they think it's serious or they don't think it's serious or it's all funny games or whatever. That's my observation overall and definitely from this conversation. That doesn't make anybody a bad person, especially when you can own up to your stuff. So I've always appreciated Latonya for that. But I just find that it seems to be a disconnect. Now, for me, and everybody is different. And so some people don't maybe take it serious. And thank you for the new member. Thank you. So for me, when I see Nandi or when I saw her, I found her to be disgusting.
Me too.
And when I was at a crossroad of, I guess, a side to pick, and I guess because I could see she was lying, so there's one differential factor. I could clearly see she was lying, and it took, Latonya and some people else. And here's a furthermore thing to prove that, I guess some people are just blind and they see when they see. Latonya, we all know, was one of her main people, and she's come to give receipts or whatever. And there's still people in Nandy's life that, oh, I can't believe they did that to you, coach. So we still have this thing. And I just think that, well, some of them are definitely not smart. We got that piece. They got a segment of those, the GD section over there. But there's the other part is a detachment from what you're doing or to say what both sides are doing or whatever. And then I understand too, if you're saying you don't know what happened in the beginning. So in the beginning, nobody knew who the hell Nandi was. And Nandi went and did everything in a different way she ever accused Carmen or anybody of doing. She tried to scam and do whatever, tried to feed the homeless and gather money. Whatever she accused her of, she was doing in a different way or tried to do. But I saw that. I understand Latonya didn't see that. Sometimes that's hard for us to understand too. But I just appreciate her coming to say she didn't see it, even though, for a lot of people it's hard to understand. I think that even outside of seeing her, the part that I get that is why some of this stuff is how it is that there's just basically a detachment from you're hurting people mentally or however it is. But because there's an element of funny or entertainment or whatever, everybody's grown. You put your big girl draws on. If you're getting attacked, you better attack back. And some people view it that way and some people don't. So I just said all that to say, to me, that's the bottom line of the divide. When I see somebody getting beat down in the middle of the road, I'm not really like, well, what did you do? Well, what happened over there? I'm more like, why are y'all like? First of all, even if they did do something, you're beating them too long.
That's a good analogy.
You
And I
know,
think that that's why that's my frustration, because everyone wants to say we picked a side. Well, I picked a side, if you will. I picked the side because I recognized, hey, even if you don't have discernment, or I'm not even looking at his discernment on my behalf. Nandi was wearing blaring red flags. I mean, she could not have been more crystal clear as far as her that. But again, I didn't have that, like you said, Latanya. I didn't have that personal touch or connection with Nandi. But I looked at her. I heard her, the vernacular that she used, and besides the fact that I knew that a lot of the things she said were lies. I The first time that she blocked me from her lives was when I said to her, because she started talking about nursing licenses, and I said something because I knew it was a lie, because I am a nurse and I'm licensed in multiple states. I have compact licenses, and what she said was complete BS, and everybody is agreeing with her. And I said something just because I'm like, and I said, so I think I said something like, you're only going to respond to people who are backing this, but I know firsthand that this is nonsense. And she blocked me, and that was the first time in the, I mean, that was when on Facebook. And so again, I could not listen to an entire live of Nandy's, because I can't even, I mean, everything is just, it's just too much. But I, I'm not attacking anyone for not having the discernment or whatever, or liking Nandi, because maybe she is a likable person if you can get past all of the things that she says, and how vulgar she is and all that stuff. But my thing at the end of the day was, if you go back and you look at where this all started, Nandi started this. She did start a lot of it. She was one of the, her and Ari, I guess, were two of the originals. And Nandi did start a lot of the rumors and things that spread across social media. And she came after them initially. It wasn't her battle. If Carmen had a battle with Karina, then that was between them two. That, let them handle it as they are in court. It should never have come to social media and gotten to where it did, but it did. And then all it spiraling out of control to unaliving people, and having the son who wasn't the son, and the wrong lady, and ex-husband. How did that all have anything to do with, how did Tay's ex-husband being on social media have anything to do with Carmen scamming elderly people or homeless people or whatever? How did that? It was more attacking. And so, yeah, I don't know, that makes me uncomfortable, the whole situation with social media, because people, like, as you said, Darnell, have gotten so comfortable with removing the human aspect from it. And it's sad, because people hurt themselves or go
mm-hmm.
into deep depressions because of things that happen on social media. And I just imagine if I woke up and I couldn't control, there was uncontrollable rumors
Mm-hmm.
about me on social media, and how would I respond? And
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. And that's why I joined, if you will, the side of, because, Darnell can go in, but it was never unprovoked.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I try to, make it, for some people, I don't think they either differentiate or want to differentiate, but it's definitely that. It's definitely, like I gave the analogy, like I don't want to see 10 people beating a person in the street, because even if you think they did something, or even if they did do something,
That's
you're
overkill.
beating them too long. Like, okay, the punishment is done with, like, you're trying to, like, end them. And so then so whether it was or whether it wasn't, I just had to step in that regard.
And Darnell, you actually have very good restraint, because I've heard the things that Nikki said, and she started that particular rumor, and then that other, what's her name, the cartoon lady,
Mm-hmm.
constantly says about you having certain things, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'd be consulting an attorney, because that
No,
is,
no. So let me. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
no, I was gonna say, it goes too far when you say things that could affect I mean, when somebody says, and I'll just say, you have HIV, and
Mm-hmm.
she says that quite often.
Mm-hmm.
That is that is that's beyond saying you're fat or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I'd be concerned because that's that's defamation. That's
Yeah,
extremely defaming, you know.
definitely. And then, so for one, I don't. And I have, like, pretty much did a live showing that I didn't. And I know that that I don't. So that's fine. That's number one. Number two is that when we talk about mentally ill, the cutter,
She's
she's at
definitely.
the bottom of the barrel when it comes to that. Like, really, again, the discernment is that she wants to be a part of something. Like, her mental illness and her deep down issues is that she's not a part of anything. That's why the only reason why she goes to the church that she clearly isn't learning a lot from is so she can be a part of something. She's online, uh, not making any money, getting pages shut down, left and right, so she can just be a part of something. Somebody liked my video. Oh, somebody left me a comment. So while I have said something about her, I understand her plight in the world as a poor lady on government assistance with a poor son, living in a poor building, living a poor ass life. And so, what I try not to do a lot of times is pick on the least thereof in the world. Not that I haven't done it. Like, okay, you keep picking. I might say something, but she's the least thereof. Like, she likes to call me and whoever a peasant. That is her looking in the mirror, talking about the life that she lives that she wish she could escape from. So I'm very clear on that, and I most of the time choose not to pick on the. Uh, mm, just the lowest of the low of people who could ever exist in the world. Like, when you're just the lowest of the low, you're like really, really down there. I'm just like, oh, poor Tink. So a lot of times I just give her that and I just move on with my life, trying to elevate my life and
Yeah.
trying to not live in squalor.
Well, I want to just address Latanya because I hate to make it seem as if I'm attacking you, Latanya, because I'm not. I have a lot of respect for you as a fellow nurse, and that's why you stood out to me on Nandy's lives because I always that obviously that part stood out, and I respect that you did come on here and are bringing attention to what's going on, and I hope that some people wake up. As you mentioned, a lot of people won't because they're just so stuck in and blinded and mesmerized or whatever by what Nandy has done thus far. So I think a lot of people are appreciative of you being on this platform and thankful
Hmm.
for Darnell for being able to expose this because I have listened to that live like 50 times the last time because I was just like, yes, finally people are starting to see. I don't want anybody to lose anything or be hurt behind even the people, if, as they say, on the other side. I don't want anybody to be scammed or hurt or go to any, be punished or anything. I just want peace. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
I'm happy, but it did stand out, and that's why I remembered immediately Latanya because she is a nurse, and so I am not attacking Latanya for not realizing because I guess I can say I've been a victim to people who you thought were good people, but
Hmm.
I it's just infuriating. It infuriated me when it was stated that we all picked a side and you guys following Darnell. Well, yeah, because Nandy showed her hand immediately, and she didn't. It didn't appear to a lot of people that she was out here for justice. It appeared that she was either a trying to make a buck, or she had a serious vendetta against these people, and that couldn't be because they didn't know her and she didn't know them. So unless somebody paid her to do what she was doing, and I think that a lot of things were spoon fed to her.
Mm.
Yeah,
You
uh,
Yeah.
know.
um,
Hmm.
beautiful one,
Yes,
beautiful
ma'am.
one. I don't look at it as you attacking me. I understand your frustration But on the flop side of things, also is that first of all, like I told you before, I didn't know who Nandi really was until slowly she started. I started seeing things. Slowly, I started kind of picking up on things. Uh, to the point where did Nandi take it too far as the attacks she was making? Well, they started out lightly, and then little things started to happen, and then they started going for the juggler. So yeah, it escalated to out of order, but like so with many situations, even in my own life, I have had a disagreement with somebody that it might have been like. They might have took a shot at me below the belt, then I went below the belt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it's right, but I've been guilty of going below the belt too when I felt the need to. So to me, I felt like at some point it was a clown show for everybody. I would look forward. I would go in there and listen to Carmen when she talked about Nandi. I would listen to Nandi when she talked about Carmen. I would listen to Donnell when he went live to rebuttal something Nandi did. I would listen to Boss Lady. I would listen to everything I read. I would listen to the other lady, uh, Irie's show, or what her name, Ari. So I listened to everybody, and most of the times there wasn't always positive lives. Everybody had their own venom to spit. But what my point was that I listened to everybody. Was I leaning more toward Nandi in the beginning? I was, because look at this right here. I don't know. None of us know whether Carmen took money or not. We don't know what Carmen took from the Gibsons. We don't know what Carmen took from the other white couple that was supposed to be on. I don't know. Carmen says she didn't. Some people believe Carmen, some people don't. So I don't know what was what. So I sat there and I listened. And like I said, when I told you I find Nandi hilarious, I'm not talking about when Nandi talked about uh Carmen's accident on her lip, because that's not that wasn't nothing laughable. When I say funny, I was talking about something that made me laugh. There's nothing hilarious about Carmen lip, or even when she talked about Tay edges, because I'm missing some edges. You know, I,
Mm.
I got some edges on the right side of my head that are look thin. So, so my point was, when I said that, I meant that Nandi have said things that were hilarious that had nothing to do with Tay Carmen. No, I wasn't laughing because she dogged them out, about her dogging them out. But I feel like at this time it was like a fight, like you at a wrestling match, and one person got the ups now, and then after a while he flipped him over, and now he got the ups. It was almost like watching a fight. So yeah, I took part in it. It wasn't a good thing, maybe not. Would my husband or my mother, if she was alive, be proud of me for that? Maybe not. But it is what it is. I came forward to shed light to who Nandy really was. I almost didn't, for the fact of being judged. But then I said, I don't care about being judged, because one thing about Latonia, I hold my own. I hold my own. So I came forward because I wanted to save a lot of them teammates, so they are elderly people
Mm-hmm.
and who may feel sorry for Nandi, who may think they're helping Nandi. And I came forward so they could see from a warning, if you loan her some money, consider it giving it to you, because you're not getting it back. Because Nandi knew when she borrowed money from me, she owed the dollars. Had I have known Nandi owed that many people, I would not have loaned my money.
Right.
Nandi owed people when she borrowed money from me. So I would have known then I'm not getting my money back. So my reason was to try to save some teammates, expose her for who she really is. And for that matter, like I said, although I sat on Nandy's side, I don't have no hate for Darnell. I don't have no hate for Carmen. I don't have no hate for Tay. But at the same time, Darnell was the one person that was putting it out there who she was. Tay and Carmen might go back and forth with her here and there on lives or whatever. But Darnell was the one that was trying to reveal who she was. So a part of us too to come to Darnell and say, hey, you're right. I'm not above giving him his accolades that you were right about it. And I was wrong.
But you said it best, Latanya, when you came on the other day. You said you said you told Nandy, I'm a good person and I'm a nice person, but if you cross me, I'm a flip like Simone Biles did during the Olympics.
Right.
And that's what happened I'm assuming, with Tay and Carmen, because here all of a sudden this crazy woman is coming at me every day. And so, yeah, they reacted and yeah, they said some things. Maybe, I mean, I'll say Carmen because I mean, there was a couple of times that I heard Tay, but again, like you said, I don't listen to anybody's lives. I usually catch the replay. Um, and I listen because I can fast forward if I want to. But yes, that's pretty much, I feel like that's where they were. It's like somebody doesn't know me and all of a sudden everything is every day there's a new story and people are actually eating it up and believing it and spreading it and even with the whole unaliving calling the police department. I mean, can you imagine somebody
Yeah, so
accusing
so
you?
I look at it, beautiful one,
Yes, ma'am.
rightfully so. Carmen had every right to attack back. That's what I was getting at. Is that at one point they was attacking each other. Carmen was, she had every right to, because like I say, I hold my own. If somebody attack me, baby, they better be ready. Cause
Hmm.
honey, this big mouth of mine will go. So I don't blame Carmen. I don't blame Tate. Anybody that came back and forth. But I felt like at one point everybody was going back and forth with everybody. So it was like we were all watching a shit show.
Yeah, which was not, it was not fun for a lot of people though. I mean, it was not fun for myself because I'm an empath also and I don't like to see people hurt. I mean, I don't even want to see Nandi hurt, but I do believe in karma and I do believe that everything that she is going through, I'm going to keep my opinions to myself because I don't want to make allegations about people, but I believe that there is something there, maybe substance that Nandi, because everything that she is doing, um, with the failed businesses. I will say that I don't think Nandy's a genius, but I do believe she's bright, and I do, so she could have a successful because she had an audience. She had a group of people who were willing to support her in anything, and every last one of those ventures failed or
Yeah,
just stopped midstream. So I believe that there's something, and the fact that she says that she is an MBA and she had this. So I think you mentioned this earlier in the last live, that having that behind you, why hasn't she been able? She hasn't been charged with any. I mean, she hasn't been convicted of anything. Why can't she get a real job? Why can't she get another job making
and
two
and
hundred
then
thousand dollars?
and she also wanted to downplay um my ASN, but I wanted to, since we on the subject, just because I know she's gonna listen to this live, I want to say she tried to downplay my ASN, but I have an ASN, but I'm living better than you with an MBA. You know,
And you're living a life that's not criminal and you're not taking from other people. And so, yeah, she tried to downplay that a lot of the time during her life and talk about people with maybe an LPN or whatever. And those, there was a lot of times which, like I said, it was just obvious. Like she talked about a lot of people, a lot of situations, even the fact that she kept harping on the fact that she could stay here. Another red flag is, why would a smart person spend $5,000 a month to live in a hotel?
Mm.
I
well,
mean, I'm just
I
saying,
told her that. I asked her that. I asked her why, and
you
she
could
said,
have
"Well,
a
it'll take me forever to move all of this stuff." And I'm like, "Why are you paying that kind of money? And you could just get an apartment."
you could get a luxury apartment for that much money. She lives in Atlanta. I'm sure that she could find a luxury apartment for $5,000 a month with all of the amenities that you don't need. I mean, and she kept harping on the fact that it was a Hilton. Okay, girl, it's still an extended stay.
Yeah,
I
but
Okay.
mean,
I
it's
think
not
what
a flex to live
I,
in a hotel.
I
I don't
think what
care.
Nandy has done. I think as I, got to know her and coming toward the end after the loan and after our relationship started to dissipate because of the loan, it was like daylight and dark. It was like daylight and dark how she switched up once I made her that loan. It was totally opposite. It was like going from, it was almost like your best friend died. And not that I wanted to talk to her, like, because I have plenty friends, but it was the fact that you are unavailable to me and you owe me money, but now you're never available while you owe me money. But before the loan, you was calling me every day, every other day. And now you're missing in action, but you owe me money. So that was my problem with her. But she wanted to paint the picture to my Cray that I was upset because she don't talk to me anymore. And then my Cray said, well, what is it? She didn't tell my Cray. My Cray didn't find out about the money until I came on Darnell's live to tell it, because Marcray kept asking her, why are you up? And even when I came on Darnell live before, Nandi knew that she had listened to the live to know that I exposed her about the money. She still was telling Marcray that I'm upset with her because she don't have time to talk to me no more about Carmen and Tay. And I said, what? Most of our conversations wasn't about Carmen and Tay off the cuff. When she talked about Carmen and Tay, it was on her lives. When we talked on the phone at home, we didn't talk about Carmen and Tay. We talked about everything but Carmen and Tay. And so I said, what? And so she was telling my Cray that I'm upset because she, like, my friend left me now mad. That I went on Darnell live because she don't talk to me no more. No, I went on Darnell live because you owe me money and then disappeared, and you're gonna do it to somebody else if I don't expose you. Because
Right.
I wasn't gonna expose her, but Marvette told me you got to do something, Latonia. Because I had told Marvette I'm gonna chop it up as a loss. I'm done. I'm gonna leave it alone. And Marvette was like, no, Latonia, no, because she'll do it to somebody else. And Marvette felt like legally she gave me my money back. So I can't go on there. I don't need to go on there because she don't owe me, but she owes you. So Marvette was kind of part of the reason that I came on Darnell's live. And then when she went live after that, trying to throw shots at me for the fact that my husband is an older man and trying to take shots. And I'm thinking, how the hell are you trying to take shots because my husband is an older man? You don't talk about black love. You want to diminish black love now. But my husband is an older man, but I got a damn good husband that takes care of me and looks out for me. So for her to go on there, and so that's what made me say, you know what? It's time to expose her for who she really is, because part of me was like, leave it alone. I don't want to get in there. I don't want to go out there online. I want to be a part of that. I don't want to do it. And then, like I said, Marvette was like, if you don't, I'm going to be mad with you because you allowing her to be able to do this to other people.
And all because you wanted your money back.
Right.
Because you expected your money back. You expected a friend to do what they said they were going to do. Um, it's insane. And the fact that she also got on social media saying, on social media in front of who knows how many people, and said, well, your recourse was to go to Darnell or whomever, and now so I don't owe you anything. And then she said, well, if this is why you know she's not that intelligent, because then she said, well, get it from them. I don't owe you anything. Now that's because that's defamation. No, it's not defamation, because you have admitted that you owe them the money, and so therefore it is not defamation because you have admitted it, so it's true. And they have receipts to show
And
that you,
it's
so it's not defamation if it's true.
and leaving out the fact that it's been a year, almost a year.
Right.
Now, beautiful one,
I'm sorry.
there's this
I know there's other
echo.
people.
There's a little slight echo, so I'm not sure if it's where it's
No,
coming from.
I don't
But
have any other devices, so I'm not really sure. But I will get off. I know other people want to get on. Lasagna, thank you again for hearing me, and we had a, have being able to have a good conversation without screaming and all the things. And I appreciate you, and I hope that people are listening out there in social media land about people like Nandi who are taking advantage of a lot of people, young and
mhm.
old, because she's good. She's good at
I was,
speaking.
hey, beautiful,
So
beautiful one. I wanted to say this before you go too, is
yeah.
that I think I was saying it a while ago and I got sidetracked. Is I think that after my experience with Nandi, and I'm, because sometimes I kind of think back at conversations we had, and I think back at some of the things that she have shared with me, which wasn't a lot personally. She kept that on the low. I never knew anything, like she never mentioned family and all, but now that from the things that I can connect the dots, I think Nandi is probably someone that who has spent her life manipulating and jiving and manipulating people. I think that she's good at it. I think she's become an expert at it. And I happen to be one that fell for it. But I think that this ain't nothing new for Nandi. And
No,
I
I
think
don't think it's new either. And I think it's weird because there's no, it's almost like there's no trace of her outside of this criminal activity. Like a lot of people who are on social media, and maybe because nobody has really done a deep dive, and I've obviously have no interest in doing it, but I'm just saying, it's just strange that she just sort of came out of nowhere. So you do have to be leery of those type of people
Well,
who really have no close connections.
that disconnection was
Yeah.
left either in New York or New Jersey when she
Yeah.
came to Georgia.
Well, I
I,
think it came out of nowhere. I think it was definitely a money grab, but I didn't know that Carmen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know it was a whether it was allowed or not that Carmen had taken from homeless. When she put that out there, that the homeless, and that's what she was about. I knew it was about a money grab, but I didn't know that whether that was lies or not about Carmen taking from the homeless or the Gibsons or that white couple or whomever else. I did not know the difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing one side say this, I'm hearing another side say this. So I didn't know what to believe, but I do believe her initial appearance was for a quick money grab, and she knew right now Carmen was hot on the scene with just getting with Tay, and she knew that she would draw some attention and she would draw followers because in no time she was up to 14,000 and then 18,000. So, but I do feel like it was a quick money grab. That's why I say what I say. I say there's some areas that she's smart and there's some areas that she dumb because she know how to put a venture out there and make money off it, but she doesn't follow through with any of it. If she followed through and was honest, she could really make some money.
but that's why I say that I feel, and again, I don't want to put out, but I mean, hell, she did it. She accused Tay of being a drug addict and all the things. So I believe that there possibly could be something there because the whole thing with her charges that she has and just not being able to see things through, and then even just listening to her sometimes, um it's off, and I don't, maybe that's not it at all, but somebody who does, I'm not saying she's stupid. I just don't think she's the genius that people like to say she is. I do think she's intelligent enough. If you're intelligent enough to do the things that she has done thus far and get that money like that from people, like, you're either intelligent or you're obviously you're a narcissist, or yeah, you got to be a little bit intelligent. I mean, you got to be intelligent. There has to be some intelligence because me personally, I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, I wouldn't even, because I have a conscience. I wouldn't want to take people's money, and I don't I just couldn't do it.
Oh,
But
let me
yeah.
reply to that, beautiful one. I'm gonna reply to that, and then I'll answer Penny's question. Penny got a question. I want to answer her question, but I want to reply to what you just said about now. From my observation and talking to her and communicating with her, I don't think she do. I don't think she used any substance. I don't think she even cared. She don't even drink. I think it was greed. I think it was about money. I think if she was, allegedly, because I don't know. So I don't want to get out there and say, put my foot in my own mouth. I don't know everything with the RICO charges, but allegedly, I believe if she was involved in any kind of way, it was for the money and not for the usage. I don't think she was using. I think she wanted to continue the lifestyle of the big fine home and the luxury car. And I think she wanted, because she mentioned that, I think coming out of her family, she was probably like the only one who came, got an MBA and did this and did that. So I think it was more greed for the money, more so than using any substance. From my observation of the time I spent on the phones with her, I don't think it was substance. I think it was greed and money.
Well, I
And
didn't think that at first, Latanya. I didn't think that at all at first. I thought completely it was greed. Even with the charges, but towards with every venture and just stopping mid and obviously not seeing it through, and probably more than likely owing money to these places, which is why they cut her off and she's not able to get that. And then just listening to her, especially her later, these last lives, they just seem very discombobulated, and her speech is off. It just doesn't seem right. I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
now it
I
could
didn't think
be.
it at first either because
Yeah, I mean,
but
it could be because I don't know, but I didn't detect. Like I said, we talked on the phone for hours and hours at a time. I never detected that. I felt like it was. I just felt like when it all came out, that it was more so for greed and the money. But I don't know. But I want to answer Penny's
okay.
question. Penny had asked if I followed Carmen before all of this. I followed Carmen and a lot of people, but I don't watch them. It's a lot of people I hit the follow button on, but I might watch them once out of 2 or 3 months that I come across a live, because I'm not someone that's always on um so on Facebook. I'll scroll through, look at anything interesting I might watch. But I've been a follower of Carmen's probably for a year before Nandi. But how often I watch Carmen, every now and then I may have watched Carmen. And during the time of the Maybay thing, I start watching Carmen more regular during the Maybay, and during the time Carmen met Tay. I probably watched Carmen more through that era than I had ever before, because there's nobody that I watch all the time. Even Nandi, even being coming on her panel here and there, I didn't always watch her. You know, sometimes she would ask me on the phone, "Did you see the live when I say this?" And I said, "Oh no, I didn't know. I'll go back and watch it." So there's nobody that I just watch all the time, because I hear some content creators will tell people, "If you watch my live, you would have known, because I did that on 3 lives ago." And I be thinking, why do these content creators think people watch them all day, every day? You know, I still watch TV. You know, me and my husband have our shows that we sit down and watch together after work. I work 8 hours a day, and when I get off work, me and my husband have certain our little shows we watch together. We like to watch Jeopardy and Guess the Answers. We watch it like The Wall. We like to watch shows like that, and Wheel of Fortune, and try to guess. So it's a lot of things. So I follow a lot of people, but do I watch them regularly? No, I don't.
T baby, that's interesting. I didn't know that Nandi knew Ari before everything started, or before she started her channel.
Oh, I didn't know it either.
I think the question though with asking did you watch Carmen before, because the transition to backing or supporting or whatever the term, however we want to say, with supporting or being on Nandi's teammates, how
Well,
that came about.
that's why I said I hit that. Like today, I come across somebody, something they sound interesting, I hit the follow button. Do I know them? I follow them. So what? I guess my point is, I followed Carmen, but was I a supporter of Carmen's? No.
Mhm.
But I followed her like I follow a lot of people. But I wasn't somebody that goes look for her lives and, oh, I love Carmen, I want to see Carmen. No, I wasn't like, if that makes any sense. It was just a lot of people. I probably follow 5,000 people, and some of them I probably ain't watched in a year. But if something come across that sounds interesting, I might watch them. But there's nobody that I'm just like, oh, I'm on your live every time you turn it on. Oh, I love you. I love you. Because I had a personal relationship with Nandi off of social media, I did start to care for her. But as far as most of these content creators, not that I dislike them, but I don't love them. I don't love them like that I'm going to be sending them money and doing gifts and all that stuff like a lot of people do. I'm not doing that. But with Nandi, I call myself loaning a friend money. I wasn't trying to give her $1,500. I was trying to loan her $1,500 merely because I thought she was about to be homeless, and she's a woman about to be homeless. I loaned her the money because I thought I was keeping a roof over her head. Nothing more. If I thought it was for bullshit, if I thought it was for her to go riding around, eating and hanging out and parlaying, I wouldn't have did it. I did it merely because I thought she was about to be homeless, and she sent me all the receipts from the hotel and this much she owed. I really thought I was keeping a roof over her head. But I don't get that deep with no content creators to the point where I'm really that involved that I want to give them this and give them that and birthday gifts and money. I just don't. I never have. But with her, somehow, with the phone call, she sneaked in and she started calling me and talking on the phone. And it happened. I fell for her. It's almost like I said, falling for somebody, I don't know if everybody else have, but I've experienced back in my online dating days of meeting somebody online, and after talking to them for a while, you think you really like them and you look forward to their calls and you're excited about talking to them. The only difference was me and Nandi didn't have a romantic relationship, but I enjoyed talking to her on the phone. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed my conversations with her on the phone. The only difference is her and I didn't have a romantic relationship, but she was somebody I met online who left from online and started to phone calls to 1 hour to 2 hours to 3 and 4 hours. And we developed a relationship, and I started to care about her.
So that's
and
the
loaned her
part.
the money because I care.
That's the part that I get from it as well, about pretty much being groomed and scammed.
Right.
Like, you know, there's plenty of people that are groomed and scammed. Like somebody meeting, like you see, it's a television show on it. somebody meeting this person either in jail or somewhere else, and they have this conversation with them. They have these conversations with them, and they lock in to certain things like, oh, I like blue too, or whatever. It's this all this manipulation and information gathering, and psychologically let me see who you are as a person. So Latonia said she is a giving person, and that she also believes people before she doesn't believe them, all of these things. So Nanny locked in on all of those things, I'm quite sure. If anything, she's definitely good at manipulation and praying and seeing who her prey is going to be. So she did all of those things, and she went after her, and she struck when she felt like um, she had all the information gathered. That's what I
That,
get from it as well.
that's exactly what she did, Darnell. She befriended me really good. And like I said, she called me all the time. Hey girl, what you doing? You know, we chit chat like my girlfriends I had for years. And the only difference is I hadn't met her in person. But she did exactly what you just explained. She befriended me. You know, like I said, I started to look at her as a friend. And we, like I said, we talk all the time. And she, like I said, after at least a year that we communicated over the phone before she asked for this long week. Me and her had been talking on the phone at least a year. And like I said, and the calls started getting more regular as she and I got more comfortable with each other. The calls got more regular and the phone calls got longer, you know, to the point where, you know, like I said, one time me and her was on the phone like 4 or 5 hours, you know, from like 4 in the evening to like 9 or 10 at night. So my point was, she groomed me, she sucked me in, and I thought she was my friend. And then when my friend said she was about to be homeless and I was able to do it, also down there, keep in mind that I had shared with her that my husband ran away all the users. When my husband and I started dating, he caught on to, my house is a party spot, but ain't nobody, you supplying the food, you supplying the drinks, you paying for the fights when there's a fight, and ain't nobody pitching in. And he was finally like, baby, what are you doing? Even
Right.
to my son. My husband was like, why your son call you every day? You know, my son was still a teenager at home, and he had graduated high school, and he didn't go to college, he didn't have a job yet, and he was just hanging out with his friends. And he would call me, he would text me, Mom, could you put $50 on the card? Me and my friends want to go out to eat. Me and my friends going here, going there. And I would just pull out my phone and just send the money. And one day my husband said, baby, can I ask you something? And I said, what? And he said, does your son have a job? And I said, no. And he said, is he going to school? I said, no. And he said, well, why do you keep giving him money every day? He said, every day, baby, you pull out your phone and you send him money. Why? And then I was like, I don't know. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
He told me you got to stop there. I cut my son off. My son went and got a job. So what my point was, Nandi knew all of this. So Nandi felt like, ooh, I'm going to get you. You know,
Yeah,
because she
yeah,
knew,
I got me one. Yeah.
yeah, because she knew I haven't had, and I ain't going to say I'm stupid. If anybody in the comments think that, I'm just going to say I have a big soft heart, and I get a reward from giving, but I don't like to be taken advantage of. And what Nandi did, because when I made her that long, I told her my husband don't know about it. I told her I need this money back. If I had just chose to give her $1,500, then like I said, we wouldn't be here, because I am a giver. And she picked up on that. And she held on to that, and she waited to the perfect time, and she dumped on me that she was about to be homeless. And I immediately was like, huh? First, I was like, oh no, I can't do that. And then when she sent me the receipts and these people, and of course she made, if I'm not mistaken, she made up a crocodile tear on the phone that cried and all of that. So I did it because I thought I was helping a friend. And if anyone had told me she wouldn't have paid me back, I would have told them they was a lie.
So Crown is here, but before Sarita had a question, and it's right in line with what you're talking about. Latonia, did you ever ask her why was she living in a hotel and why she couldn't get an apartment?
Well, I asked her why was she living in a hotel. Her first excuse for living in the hotel was that, first thing she said was, well, I've just been here, I've accumulated so much stuff, it just be too much to move. She put it on too much stuff. So then as she, started, I think it was after the loan, and we were still, it was before I started to feel like I wasn't going to get my money back. So we were still, the first month or so after the loan, we were still friends.
Mm-hmm.
It was, because she was still making me promises about the money. It was probably like a month before she started distancing herself from me. So then I asked her in the time that we were friends, I said, well, Nandi, it would be cheaper if you got an apartment. I said, you could find a nice apartment for like $1,500, $2,000 a month in Atlanta instead of paying $6,000 a month. And then she put it on that I don't know what's going to happen with those charges. And basically, like, I don't want to, if I go to jail, which I don't plan on. She loved it to follow it up with, which I don't plan on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she said if she went to jail, that she didn't want to worry about having no house. She just, I guess, leave the hotel and be gone. So
Yeah.
she did finally admit to me if she went to jail, but she never broke it all down. She always threw it out there that my identity was stolen. So me looking for the bright side of her and caring about her and trying to believe in her, I believe her that she said a family member. So I thought a family member took her identity, like she said, because identity can be stolen, although I don't believe hers was stolen. And then these charges really didn't belong to her, but she's having a hard time proving it because her identity was stolen. So she had her story laid out. So her reason for living in the hotel was basically, it went from she got too much stuff and she just decided to stay there until basically she don't know what's going to happen with court. So I guess she won't have to worry about apartment and furniture and all that kind of stuff.
But remember, she said she had 2 homes. Remember that?
Right.
And if the other one was being rented out and she could live there if she needed to. And she was making, at some point, she said, thousands of dollars a month on YouTube. And she had made $200,000+ off the sale of her home. All this stuff, just to me, I'm like, girl.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that because I almost forgot about that second home she was renting out.
The second home that she said she was renting out. I'm like, okay, listen.
Well, I think that the sale of the house, I think that's the money she went through because she lived in that hotel 2 years.
Yeah.
So $6,000 a month for 2 years. So I think that she went through whatever money from the sale of the house, and maybe she thought that she was going to be able to continue to afford it. But then when her Facebook got shut down for copyrights or whatever, that took a chunk of her money. And I think that's when the financial problems really start hitting, because she wasn't getting that Facebook chunk anymore. Because I don't know how true it is, but she told me she was making like $7,000 to $8,000 a month on Facebook. So that would have took care of the hotel itself.
But that's all well and good too. But that still leads to my point, and is even if these charges have gone on, she's been on social media, so this has been a few years now. So if she bought a house, just like when she said she went to prison, when she went to jail, not prison, she went to jail, and she was 6 months, she ended up selling her home. She could do the same thing or rent. And if you go to jail, you do the same thing, but you still have to live, which is why I say all the people, I mean, not all the people, but just thinking that Nandi was this bright individual, that's not bright at all. That's not smart at all. Even if you're making, because you still have legal fees, which again, I guess we can say allegedly she has, what do you call it? Court appointed. I don't even know how true that is.
Public defender.
A public defender.
She got the public defender.
Well, she told me that she had to pay her attorney $10,000 a quarter every 3 months. I think that she had to pay her attorney $10,000 every quarter. Is what she told me.
Well, there was at one point that it came out. There was some court documents that said she hadn't worked in 2 years, so she didn't have a job, which is why she filed for a public defender at that time. Maybe when she was on social, which I couldn't understand. I'm like, you're on social media telling the world that you make $10,000 a month, but I guess if you did go to court, you'd have to prove that too. So that could have been a lie as well. So I just don't think I didn't understand. I'm like, how as a smart person, even if you had sold and you know 20,000, I guess went for her bail or bond, and then whatever you have left, and you don't have a job, and I still don't understand not having been convicted of something why you couldn't even get a job or a regular job.
Well, I would say this too, and then we do have um, Crown. Crown has to come on. She just came into the building. Hey, Crown. Teresa Bailey, I want you to know you crazy. She said she ate up half of that money. Um,
So let
she
me ask you this,
she literally could have gotten a apartment if you
but
didn't
y'all
want
don't
the
think that
load. If you didn't want
record?
the load of the apartment, you could have gotten just an air mattress, a TV, something simple. You didn't have to furnish the apartment, and you still could have saved money monthly to have more to have on your books when the people, if those people make a decision to do that. So no, it didn't make sense other than she bragging to be in a hotel.
So don't it
Also,
come up?
also,
Do you guys
there
think
could
it will come up?
also hold on. So also there could be the fact also if she has 300 RICO charges and the apartment does a background check, maybe she had trouble getting in a place because she had a felony pending 300 RICO charges. That could be possible as well.
That's
Okay, go
what I
ahead.
was just about to ask you because I know beautiful one was saying that why didn't she get an apartment? That's what I was about to ask. I was going to say she may have been turned down because if those charges were there pending, I don't know if it would show up on her background or not. Because if so, she wasn't going to be able to get an apartment unless she was going to be definitely dead in the hood. And see, she was above that. She wasn't going to the
Mm-hmm.
hood.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that's probably what happened actually. It would make more sense because it doesn't make any sense to be in that
Giving away,
hotel paying all that money like that.
yeah, who would give away $6,000 a month? Because I even told her you could go to an efficiency. You could go to one that's come furnished. Because they got those kind of apartments out there that come furnished and or studio, anything not to give that hotel all of your money. So I agree with you, Donnell. I think some of this stuff probably still popped up because it was pending because she had been arrested for it and it was
Mhm.
pending. So I think she couldn't get an apartment nor a job.
And I for the longest couldn't believe that anybody would, even if they could, pay that much money a month. But those things add up, which also is probably why she had to come on and tell lies every day because she had to pay that $5,000. Hey, Crown, how you doing, girl?
Hi, how are you? Hi, everyone on the panel. How y'all doing tonight?
Hi.
Hello.
We are most excellent. How are you, love?
I'm well. I'm just chilling, just working more than usual. But you gotta secure the bag.
Baby, you
So
better
I'll
secure
let y'all
the
go
bag.
ahead and talk. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and talk before I give my opinion because I
Oh no,
did come in
it's
late.
your turn. Go ahead. We've
Oh,
been talking.
so I think what's her name, Latonia. We have spoken before. I noticed that when Penny asked you if you've watched Carmen before you started to be entangled with Nandi. And you said that you don't be watching creators like that and telling them you love them and sending them gifts and doing all of that. I just wanted to know what you meant by that.
I meant that okay, there's a lot of when I go watch different lives throughout the day, anybody, if I come across something that sounds interesting and I stop and watch, what I meant by that is that I know a lot of people that are all the way like Christmas and birthdays and they're sending and some people really expensive gifts and $500 and $600 gifts. A lot of people are really like uh in love. I guess like they really love their content creators. So what I was saying is that before Nandi, even dealing with Nandi like that, I never got that close to any content creator that I sent them gifts or I sent them money or I did anything like a lot of people do. There's a lot of people that send a lot of money to content create. I never have before and I ain't sent Nandi anything. I just make her that known. I never sent Nandi like money for this, money for that. I never joined this group for money. So what I was getting at is my point is that I never got that attached to any content creators. I watched a few people, but I never got that attached. I think Nandi and I got the way we did was when one day she inboxed me and said, "Can I call you?" I don't remember what the call was about, and it started there with phone calls. But other than Nandi, I've never talked to another content creator outside of, well, one other time I did talk to a content creator outside of social media. But I guess my point is that my point to Penny was that I followed Carmen, but I didn't feel close to Carmen. Like every time she go live, I'm looking for her live to say, "Oh, Carmen, let me watch Carmen," like some people do. I didn't do it for Nandi. I didn't do it for anybody. But Nandi withered her way in my life through a phone call, and it went from there. So my point was that I never got that attached to content creators that I was gifting and doing that kind of stuff. I always sat in the back and watched and keep it going, and didn't have no personal relationship with any other than when I had a personal relationship with Nandi. So that's what I was saying.
Right, right. Okay, thanks for the clarification. Because the thing is, now I've been following Carmen from since she probably got on social media, and even all the things that I've heard about her and things like that. My thing is, I don't know Carmen personally. I just know her as Chef Carmen. But my thing is that whether the thing with Nandi is, I don't know her either. The only way I knew of her was when I heard people were talking about Carmen, and she was one of the people. So I went to check her out. And from the first time I saw her, I knew that there was something off with her. Just my spirit just told me something is besides all the mess that she was talking about Carmen, someone she's never met. Um, I just felt like there was just something else underlining whatever she was spitting out. So my question to you is, after she started saying all those things about Carmen, did you ever try to find out on your own, like, are these things that she's saying about Carmen true? Did you ever try? Did it ever cross your mind to think that?
Well, when she brought the Gibsons on her live, I'm going to be honest with you, I had no reason to think the Gibsons would come on there and lie. Okay.
Mm,
So she brought the Gibsons on. Then this other, I don't know if it was her or somebody else that brought this white couple on that also say Carmen took money from them. And then
mhm,
it was somebody else. So what I'm getting at is that we're all listening to what people say, and we choose to believe who we believe. So
mm,
like I'm saying, somebody might believe Carmen that she didn't take money from the Gibsons. Somebody might feel like why the Gibsons would come on there and lie about her taking
mhm,
money from them. So my point was, when the Gibsons came on the live, it did leave me saying, wow, So I did kind of, I was puzzled about it. So did I go to research, to go that deep into getting into it? I didn't, because to be honest with you, to me, if Carmen took it from the Gibsons, it didn't matter to me, because I didn't, at that time, I didn't donate to the Gibsons. So if Carmen took money from the Gibsons, oh well, that's between Carmen, the Gibsons, and Nandi and them. I sat on there on the lives, as I do everybody lives. I watch some Nandi, like I said, I watch Carmen sometime. I watch Tate sometime. I watch Lena sometime. I watch Darnell. I watched a lot of people, but my point was, did I go digging that deep, calling around, asking? No, I didn't. I didn't have no energy to try to get in there. I watched the Gibsons talk. I watched that white couple talk. And then the other lady that, what's her name? The lady that, MJ Strong lady that supposedly
mhm,
said that. So I'm going to be honest
mhm,
with you. Part of me was
mhm,
like, is all these people lying on Carmen?
mhm,
So I did have reservations as to was any truth to Carmen taken from people, but I wasn't invested enough to waste my energy trying to find out, because it was neither here or there for me. It wasn't taking money out of my pocket. So if Carmen did it, I wasn't trying to nail her to the cross for it. And if she didn't do it, I wouldn't try. I just, to me, I sat back and watched everybody. But no, I did
mhm.
not do any investigation to find out. Because to me, like I said, it wasn't my money. So I didn't get that
Right.
in that I was going to try to invest.
Understood. Understood. So to all the haters watching, because y'all claim y'all don't watch Darnell, he is the shit, and y'all do watch him. So hello. So yeah, you guys are watching and listening, and still, y'all still can't get off of Carmen's back, even though it's been years. Y'all have been trying to prove that she is a scammer, and she is this, and she is this bad person.
And I
All
want to,
these. Yeah.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, Brown.
No. All this time, you guys are spinning in the wheel. Y'all the hamsters spinning on the wheel, trying to find something, and y'all can't find anything up to now. But we're discovering new things about y'all every day.
Ooh, the tea. Baby, that was the tea and the shade.
There you go, right there. That's what I
Baby,
wanted to say.
baby, she said, but in the meantime, we're discovering new things about you every day. Not the
Every single day we finding out stuff about y'all, but y'all still trying to dig or up on old shit, and and yes, the Gibsons could have lied. Yes, the white couple could have lied, and yes, that lady, I don't even want to say her name, could have lied. So I
well, that's
mean,
the part
it's
that I wanted to say, so I probably will have to
yeah,
educate.
yeah. Say it, say
So
it.
here's the thing. If anybody is new here watching, just real quick, with the Gibson thing, the initiation of that came from a bitter ex, Stephanie. Now most people who break up with somebody, we already know if it's not a good breakup, the ex is the ex, and that's what it is. The ex knew Carmen was on social media. The ex went and inserted herself into that to give a story that was really written down on a piece of paper. Baby, I could not. If that's the case, I could write you the receipt you need right now. So all of that story was from an ex with a receipt that was written down on a piece of paper, probably with a pencil, and I can erase it and add something to it right now if I wanted to. So a bit of ex that ain't told the story that she needed to tell clearly, but was feeding this Nandi this information, and then the Gibsons that information too. So the Gibsons story is all based on an ex with a written receipt. Nothing.
But the Gibsons came up. I mean, they were homeless and they ended up in an apartment with a van. But you're on social media complaining that allegedly more money was received, but you don't have any proof of that.
Exactly.
That made no sense to me. Where I didn't listen to their entire interview, but from what I gathered from that, they came up. They were not. They got a van. They got an apartment. Whether it was for 6 months or a year, somebody comes up to me and I'm homeless and I get off the street for a month, I'm gonna be happy. I mean, I'm just saying. I
Well,
mean,
well, I get what you're saying, but on the flip side of that, because I can't do nothing but keep it real. That still doesn't make it right to take from them because they was homeless. And I say that to say this: one of my girlfriends referred me to a tax guy because she said he'll get me money back because I don't have any dependents. My son is grown, so I'm always paying back. She sent me to a tax guy that she said he would get me a lot of money back, right? So I started dealing with this tax guy. In the midst of it, I realized that he was stealing from me. He was getting me money back, but yet he was still stealing some of that money. And when I told her about it, she said, well, at least he got you some back. No, that don't make it right. It doesn't make it, just
no.
because you got me extra money, it doesn't make it okay for you to steal from me. So my point is that if Carmen did this, because I don't know, we don't know, y'all don't know, and I don't know. We don't know what Carmen may have did, because just like the Gibsons can lie, and the white people can lie, and everybody else can lie, Carmen can lie too. We all can tell a lie. As long as our mouth is cut across, we can all tell a lie. So my point was, to me, just because that couple was homeless and ended up in an apartment, it doesn't make it right. I believe now, I will say, I believe Carmen deserved some of the money because she was taking her time. She was using her trailer. She was using her time as well as her muscle elbow grease to do this stuff for people and paying people, I guess, to help her. I believe she deserved some of the money, but I don't know what she took, if she took anything, but if she took the lion's share of it, to me, that doesn't make it right. But I
But
don't
that's
know that she
the
did,
thing, though,
and I'm
Latonya.
not saying she did because I don't know that she did.
But that's what Darnell was saying, and my point was, no, it wouldn't be right if people were donating large sums, but nobody knows that to be a fact. It's just all based off of the ex, who also came with a lot of stories. She was very heavily in those groups.
By the way, real quick, I haven't tried to interrupt this whole life. The same ex who now has a new ex-wife,
Mm.
who now catch this tea, who now has gotten her fired from her job because she was bitter behind her breaking up and ending the relationship with them too. So got her fired from her job.
Uh-huh.
Now catch that new tea. The
Mm,
same bitter ex. This is the same ex. Baby, she
mm,
has a hard time moving on.
mhm,
And
mhm.
now that new one is over there catching hell. Tried to get her arrested for the marijuana.
Oh wow.
Got her fired from her job. So now she's terrorizing somebody else. Now she's terrorizing her new ex. Catch that tea.
Which is probably why she's not all up in the groups anymore.
No, because now she need a group named
Yep.
Boston. The
Oh,
fuck?
so that's the whole point. Latonya is saying that no, I'm definitely not saying that if it was a scam, the Gibsons didn't get X, Y, and Z. I'm just saying that we don't know. Nobody knew. None of us knew at least what was received in the Cash App. I think I heard Nandi throw out numbers and lots of times like Carmen got 30 thousands of dollars, and I'm like, I mean, do you know that to be fact? Do you have a copy of her Cash App? Do you have, all these things that she always says she has on good authority? She knows Carmen's IRS. She's got firsthand knowledge of people at the IRS. She's got people at the where one time she was meeting with the person about Irene, what's her name, Nikki, and her having the PPP loans, etc. So I just started thinking like this is all some BS because you don't have that many connections, honey. If you did, you wouldn't be going, where she's going. I'm just saying it
I,
just,
I, I just think there's a little lies and a little truth all over this whole thing. I think some lies and some truths all over this thing.
And
I
the common, excuse me, and the common denominator is the same person who scammed you, Latanya,
say that
is the
again. You
same person,
uh,
that was out here
Crown. I didn't hear the
giving
first
out
part you
numbers.
said. Crown. Say that
Yeah.
again. You cut off and I didn't hear the first part you said.
The same person who scammed you. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I hear you now. Say it
The
again.
same person who scammed you is the same person who I think who was that beautiful one? Was that you that was just talking?
yeah, and also the same
Yeah.
as soon as
Yeah, same person who had to lie to get her bills paid in her hotel room. Let's be clear.
and the same
All
person
right?
threatened you with, like you said, threatened you with state board, which she also claimed several times that she was going to, or encouraged people to call the state board to get Tay's license. And I just take other people who are around. She was gonna call and she was gonna, because she had people that she knew and she could do, and because of her position, and then she worked in healthcare. Girl, listen, it is not that easy.
Mhm.
Nobody's licensed, and I haven't done anything. Even us, sitting here chatting or whatever, this has nothing to do with my job that I go to tomorrow because I'm not doing anything to jeopardize my license by talking.
Right. Right, because she, like I explained to her, you can't get my license over hearsay, what you think you thought or what you know. You show me some proof or something. I told her, call state board all you want to, and my job if you want to, whatever you want to do. You can't. You think you can put that over my head and hold it over my head? You're not holding it over my head. I'm living my everyday life, going to work every day, and not worried about Nandi because she does like when she made the threats about calling state boards on and telling her. And that's another thing I never did. I never got caught up in calling people when they say call, everybody call. I ain't never picked up the phone to call nothing for nobody. I ain't got time for that. Whenever they was telling everybody to call, when she said she had talked to somebody regarding Lakeisha license or something, and I don't think Nandi ever. I think she talks a good game, but I don't even think she even made a call. I think all this, she thinks she can put fear in people, but I don't think she ever picked up the phone herself. But she did tell those people, the teammates one time to call this and give them the number. Here's the number you call. I've never got involved in anything like that ever on anybody's social media or picking up the phone to call. I don't want to call them and take care of my own damn business. So I'm certainly not calling, being on hold, worried about somebody else stuff. But she didn't fear me. I wasn't afraid of her when she threatened me with state board. But I could care less. She ain't got that much power. Like you said, if I hadn't done anything, you can't put my license or not on the line.
Hey, Angela Hill. Hey, Penny is here. I think she wants to say something.
Yeah, I got to chime in on the Gibson thing because, as we all know, I've been around a long time. I watched all of Carmen's lives through the Gibsons, baby. Okay, she she almost immediately put up their Cash App. She had them make a Cash App, y'all. She almost immediately put that Cash App up, and any money that was given to her, she got she got them food. She kept them in a hotel for God knows how long until she could get them completely moved across country. People, she moved. They were a homeless family. There was like 5 kids. She was pregnant with their sixth or something.
Thank you, Angela. Angelia, sorry.
When the Gibsons came on for that interview, they were paid for that interview. Okay. These people didn't have a lot of money. So they did not ever say in that interview, I watched that interview, they never said Carmen stole from them. Ever. They was very humble and they kept thanking her, but they were being paid for that interview. I remember Nandi being upset because that interview didn't go like how she wanted it to go.
Well, that's
So
very. So I listen. I don't even know if I watched the Gibson interview. I probably did, but I don't. Remember.
I
But
did.
Penny been watching way longer than me, so those are important things to notice as well. The Gibson didn't say anything bad. I'm sure. Listen, the same receipt that I was telling y'all was a handwritten receipt that was supposed to be the quote unquote proof. And then a cash app that didn't say anything, just showed a balance, but could have been money in there before, after, didn't say anything. The receipts were not receiving.
At all.
Um, so I'm sure that they went to them, tried to feed them this information as well. But even
Right.
with that, the interview, like Penny said, did not produce what they
What they
wanted
wanted.
to produce.
Absolutely not. It did not. But
Well,
people,
I don't know if they paid them to lie or whatever, but there were a
no,
discrepancy. The husband there was a discrepancy about an amount of money that he did not get. He did. I watched that interview, and there was a discrepancy. With the husband was having more of than the wife was, but there was a discrepancy, something around the number of $7,000. So there was a discrepancy there. Now I don't know if they paid the Gibsons to lie. I don't know because I wasn't in on that. All I knew
but
they was going to
the
interview the Gibsons.
Gibsons are the ones who had their Cash App up. And that's where and there
But
was no receipts at all
I don't think
anywhere
they up
besides
in the beginning,
Stephanie
because they had
saying,
to get phones on. In the very beginning, they didn't have working
right.
phones.
And guess what? They was in a hotel, and then Carmen transferred fucking money to them as well. But she put their Cash App almost up as she told them to get a Cash App. As soon as guess where they got the phones? Guess who got them the phones? Come on, y'all are crazy. Anyways, I remember that interview. They never once said, "Oh, we think Carmen stole from us." They never said that.
It felt like they were being told that all this stuff. Oh, there was way more money, and she was
Hmm.
taking the money.
They
So
estimated something. Nandy and Ari said something about over $100,000 Carmen got, or something stupid like that. A really high number. Like what?
Well, listen, there we have it. I mean, I appreciate Latonia for coming up. At this point, it all comes down to Nandi being a scammer, and the scams we've proven here tonight, the scams we've proven on the other lives as well, comes down to Nandi being able to master manipulate someone into even thinking the stuff we're talking about now is real, right or wrong, saying it in that certain way or leaving this out. Or first, everything is the gospel truth that I say, but then it's, well, if it's true, or if it were true, or it's all speculated, the whole channel, it's just all of that for me. So at the end of the day, what it all boils down to, she's a scammer, whether financially, mentally, she'll scam your mind. And that people fell for it. I appreciate Latonia for coming up to say, at some point she saw, whether it was through the money or whatever. So watch out for, the people who she might be asking money from now. Hell, she had the tea, she had the pocketbook. She might be coming out with some damn roller skates. Okay.
Not
So
roller skate.
Darnell, it was
when she come out with the roller skates, this is the points we're making.
Don't get on them.
When she comes out with the roller skates,
I can't stand him. I swear.
I can't stand his ass.
I just want to make sure everybody understand the
He's
point
so
of the line.
stupid, man. I swear to God.
I just want to everybody understand the point of the line. When she comes out with the roller skates, don't buy them. Either they ain't gonna have no wheels, they just gonna be shoes. Or either you just ain't gonna get them all together. You might get half a skate, but you might get a wheel. Don't buy the roller skate. So if anybody missed the point, don't buy the roller skates.
Darnell, I'm missing the point. I'm missing it. I think everybody getting it but me. I don't.
Wait,
I know I went back.
Latanya,
Is there a significant?
Okay, go ahead. What did you say, Latanya? You still
I said that I wouldn't buy nothing from it at this point, but I'm just trying to get the significance of the roller skate, because I think
So she's gonna have to roll away from the cops before she go to that big house, girl.
CJ crazy.
She can't run, so she got to roller skate.
At the end of the day, though, this is the scary and sad part is that there are lots and lots of people who are still going to support her, and all of this talked about is going to go in one ear and out the other, and she's going to get on eventually. She's going to wait, or she may not. She may get on tonight.
Some of y'all are crazy. I just want to tell y'all that some of y'all are absolutely crazy.
And Darnell, and also I just wanted to say, not just about the money, it was the way she did it that let me know who she really was, because there are people who are borrowing money that had a situation where they couldn't pay it back. I'm owed money to now, but it wasn't the way it was done. I think the way she did it let me know, that you was being slimy, slick and slimy, the way you slowly started to dissipate and you slowly no longer answer calls and no longer return text messages. And then that kind of leaned me to who you really are. If she just had came clean and came to me and said, hey, I know I started the tea business, but I was so far behind, like she claiming now. I was so far behind, Latonia. If you can bear with me and let me do this, that, or the other. It's the way it was done that let me know who she really is, and let me know that it is time that we come on clean and warn other people about it. It was the way it was done, because if she had just came to me and said, I know I started the tea business. I know you see me selling tea, but this happened. It was like the tea business. She come up there and go on that live and act like I'm not even nothing out of her. No, I've got nothing. Just almost like basically like fuck you. And I'm like, what? So I think it was the way things were done that let me know she didn't mean well. And then and that if I thought that she really meant well and just didn't have it, I wouldn't be here. I would have felt like she just ain't got it. She catching hell. But it was the way she did what she did that led me to believe that painted the picture of who she really is, along with other dots that I had started to connecting.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I don't know if anybody. Oh, Crown, I don't know what happened to you. The link is back in there if you wanted to come up, back up. Did anybody have anything in closing? Latonia, again, I appreciate you for coming on, telling your story, and I also appreciate the conversation being respectful tonight. Although maybe sometimes tough conversations, but they were respectful. Nobody called each other out their name. There was no yelling. So I commend on everybody on that.
Right. And I can take hard questions as long as I ain't being yelled at and cussed at like I'm a kid, because I respect people, and I expect respect in return. And I respect everybody, and I demand my respect back. And I'm not gonna have nobody yelling and cursing and treating me like I'm a little kid and I'm supposed to just shut up and
And
bow down. No.
and there's nothing really that you could get accomplished if the conversation isn't respectful, because it automatically brings up a guard for the other person. So nothing probably is going to get accomplished that way. So I appreciate everybody for that. Because
Probably
we were,
more difficult for me to come up here
yeah,
as the
very
outside,
difficult for you. Yeah, I will say
so as
that
an
definitely.
outsider, to even come here knowing that it's probably more nosy neighbors in the comments that might feel a certain type of way, which is fine. Like I said, I didn't come here for favors. I didn't come here for nobody to induct me into the society of nosy neighbors. I don't want no parts of nothing on social media no more. No parts. I don't want to be nothing on social media. Keep rolling. Nandy done put a bad taste in my mouth. So my thing was, it wasn't easy to come up here being the outsider alone,
Mhm.
but
I
I did
appreciate
have,
you.
Uh,
I appreciate you.
well, thank you.
Very much so. I think that everybody appreciates, because I think you coming out was, I think I personally breathed a sigh of relief, because I'm like, finally, somebody is. I mean, I know that people were whispering behind, but people are actually terrified of her. I mean, I don't know if they're terrified of her herself, or just the ramifications, because like she said to you, you're lucky that the I don't tell the nosy neighbor, or the what do you call, the teammates, that it's you, as if that's gonna, and who knows what they're gonna do, because they do, a lot of those people listen to her blindly. It's insane. So yeah, it did take a lot of courage, but I don't think anybody, most people, I mean, it was a little tough, I guess, but people,
And
you.
this is Dee Dee. I just wanted to say thanks for allowing me to, come on and speak my piece and show my receipts. Because what she's doing just isn't right. So,
Well, we appreciate you, Miss Didi, and remember what Latonia said that happened with Mike Cray and her husband. They still were able to get refunds, so you still may want to check with your bank. I know it's been quite a while, but still just check with them just to see if that's possible.
okay, I definitely will.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, love. You have a good night.
Okay, you too.
But yes, like I said, tough conversations, and I think you know what it is too. It's probably inept, like you. It's probably hard to have a conversation about Nandi and what she's done and what she's continuing to do without some people having questions about certain things. I think it's probably, you know, at this point, hopefully we got it all out there as far as it is why Latanya thought what she thought, why she did what she did. She's coming to say, I was wrong about some things. I was wrong about a lot of things. Big, a big action for her to do that. And right now, her goal is, my goal is as well, is again. Oh, by the way, Latanya, my reference to the skates was just something arbitrary. It's just like first it was the play, then it was the sneaker ball, then it was the tees, then it was, and it may not be in order, um, the
Wigs.
hair pieces, the wigs. So I said, what's gonna be next? Some skates?
Oh, okay, okay. I was
Yeah.
thinking something, maybe the insider for your nosy neighbors that I didn't know about. That's why I was like, I don't. That must went on my head. I was thinking it's something that maybe like a inside joke for you and the nosy neighbors. That's why I was like, that went over my head. Okay, I get what you're saying. Like, what's gonna be next? The pots and
Mm-hmm.
pans.
Mm-hmm. And then I
Yeah,
would just like, don't order the skates because
yeah,
it's gonna be missing the wheels at the bottom and just gonna get some shoes and all
yeah.
of that good stuff. But
And I'll say this in
oh, go ahead.
closing, Darnell, before I go, I'm gonna drop down in a minute, but I'll say this in closing, that everything I participated in with Nandi wasn't always right, but did I bully anybody? Did I go on anybody live? Did I call them out there? I never bullied anybody, but I sat alongside some of her bullshit and listened to it. But did I ever bully anybody or or take part in picking up the phone, calling hospitals, and when that person lost their job, all of that. I've never took part in any extracurricular activities outside of clicking my button, going on there, listening, and talking on her panel a few times. And even then, I gave my opinion on behaviors, but I didn't call nobody out their name and I didn't diagnose anybody. I gave my opinion on behavior, but I never dogged and bullied anyone. I've never been on Carmen chat bullying nobody. I've never been in your chat bullying anybody. Can't nobody screenshot a word I ever said in anybody's chat. So my point was, I sat alone, but I did not get that invested where I was bothering people. I wasn't a part of bothering anybody. I was a part of taking part in sitting there listening and going on her live, as I did many lives. But my point was, I did not bully anybody. Did I do everything right every time? No, I didn't. But I thought the right thing to do was to come on out. Like I said, it was against my judgment at first, to just leave it alone. I wasn't going to do it at first, but then I did it, you know. But in the beginning, I was just going to let it go and be done with it. And then I think that a part of me, when I kept saying, no, I'm not, I think what angered me to do it was after the live that you went on calling her out, then she, you know, come back with a live like, and I'm like, who the hell you think you are? You know, you think, you know, don't think you're above it, because I think she know I didn't want to do that. She knows me from conversations, and she know, because I'm gonna be honest with you, coming on your live was the last thing I wanted to have to do, because of the backlash that I felt like I was going to get, and how I was going to have to defend myself and my actions alone, because I felt like I'm coming into y'all territory, coming from the op side. And I, like I said, I didn't come for nothing. I came to put the word out there. I came for other people to know. I came that hopefully I could save somebody. If it ain't but one person, I saved that one person.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so I
that
would say you could see too, then, Latonya, that coming over here and doing that. I mean, there are some people who, you know, myself included, who said what I said as far as supporting. I didn't say you bullied them directly. I said supported a bully. But it's just now it's like, okay, everybody is just happy. Nobody is gonna attack you and, you know, saying.
yeah.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
just, we're just not happy, because I'm not happy that happened to you and all the other people, but happy that hopefully this is going to wake up some people, maybe not all, but some people. And so, you know, just to where they don't get taken advantage of by Nandi or other people on social media who are, you know, it's okay to support the people that you like. It's okay to subscribe to the channels, or even send cash apps if you want to, but going beyond and taking large sums of money and finding people's weak spots, and that's what Nandi appears to be good at. And so, yeah,
And
that's where it
what
goes.
made me come back on today was the mere fact that she's trying to play victim in that group. Is make sure you can trust somebody before you borrow money from them. That's opposite, you freaking narcissist. You definitely a narcissist, because that sounds backwards. If anything, make sure you can trust somebody before you loan them your
But
money.
like before
How is
you
she the
loan them the
victim?
money, yeah.
She's the victim, but I'm still $1,500 short, and even more because it's interest rates. So I'm short, but you're the victim over there.
Along with the other people that loan thousands
And
and
all
hundreds.
at their
And
product. And like you said, she's over here saying, I gotta eat, but you have a company. I can call if I order, if I buy something from Macy's, they, you know, I'm not gonna get a line saying, oh, I can't, we can't get this because we don't have them. You know, it's just not your a business. So you don't get to say, okay, I don't have the money. You got the money. You had the money. That money shouldn't be intertwined with your personal funds. So why didn't you have it to return to people when you weren't able to get it? And now to make people feel guilty about that, that's what she's still doing by saying, well, I had to eat. I had to pay for my bills.
Which is the craziest
Say
thing. Like, and another thing, business and personal is not supposed to be commingled anyway.
at all.
So you took the people's money that they wanted to buy a pocketbook with and spent it all. That's a scam. That's actually stealing, and that might be another RICO charge. I don't know. My brain can't. I'm not in law enforcement. You basically admitted to taking the people's money that ordered stuff. you not getting any of their product, using it for your own need because that's the order that you felt like that should go in with having a business, with being a person who should be accountable and present themselves like you try to present yourself online. I would never get somebody's money that ordered a product despite of my needs, and not send it to them because I need to steal their money. Let's be clear.
And Darnell, the thing about it was like once that I was on the phone with her when I sent her the cash out, and once that cash out team, she said, "You just saved my life." She was screaming, and to be honest with you, Darnell, I felt a sense of reward. I felt good that I helped her because I didn't
Mm.
know I wasn't gonna get my money back. My heart warmed. I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God, this girl, you just saved my life." She was just screaming that I saved her life.
Mm.
And then to turn around and not pay me back after that, oh my God, that's why I was like, oh, she is a piece of work. And those teammates over there, why they over there, all this bullshit they over there, they don't know how they could do you like that, loyalty this and loyalty that. Give her your damn money and not get it back.
The fit all 1,500 now. Don't give her 14.99.
And the fact that I told her my husband didn't know. The fact that I said my husband don't know, Nandi, I definitely, you got to give back because my husband don't know. My husband would never agree to this. But I'm doing it because I don't want to see you homeless. But Nandi, I need back. Oh, just a couple days. I'm gonna give it back. I'm gonna give it back. And then it went from there to a couple weeks, and everything was Facebook ain't sent my money yet. Facebook ain't released my money yet, but you were still getting paid on YouTube. And you started the tea business, like I said, a month after my loan to her, she started the tea business. So I'm like, okay, you done restocked the tea again. You got more teas in.
I just thought of something real quick. I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt people until the second half of the show, just for the people who's always time interrupting somebody. But I do want to get this thought out because it's going to leave me because I've had it 3 times. Nandi also, if you all remember, said that Carmen was not responsible for her page having the issues that it's having, the Facebook page nor the YouTube page. That was another lie. It's been so many lies that I just can't keep up track of them. But clearly, even when she got the page, as far as she was sending the little thing saying Facebook was going to correct something, they must then correct that payment, that payout, that monetization. So, baby, what you was getting out of them emails, that don't seem to have done no good if you ain't never got back monetized on that page. That way you create that other page with 300 people. How many of it got?
Now she sent me screenshots of the monetization been reinstated, but she never received a check. She sent me screenshots of where Facebook told her her money. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to look back and see. Can I find those further in the comments? But that Facebook said that the monetization has been released,
Restored.
restored, and that no copyrights, that she had not done what she was accused of doing. And that's when she thought they told her to send your license again, send this, send that. And that's when she was kind of like hopeful that the money was coming. And that's kind of another reason why I felt comfortable loaning her the money, because it was after she had sent me all of that Facebook is about to release her money. So I was certain that she's going to have this money in a couple of days, because she showed me where Facebook said it's been, restrictions has been removed from her monetization, and that send a copy of your license, something she had to verify again. So that's another reason why I felt comfortable, like, okay, I can loan her the money, because she already got communication from Facebook that these restrictions are gone. So I thought her money would be there in a couple of days too. And then and it might have came. Who knows? She might have got that money that she was owed, that was sitting there, that she was already owed. But in order not to pay me, she pretended that she never got it. I don't believe that she never got it up until a whole year if Facebook owed, because this was money she already made before the restriction. So wouldn't that money be owed to her?
Facebook will do that. I will say, they'll stop it if you got these people had $80,000 supposed to be paid out and they stopped theirs and did not send it. So it is possible for them to do that.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking that maybe she's no longer earning money, but what they already owed her, they would pay her. But maybe I'm wrong, because I don't know anything about that side of Facebook.
I have a quick question, Latonia, because I was trying to think about the chain of events. Like, The lady that she owed $7,000 to, was that the first that you know of? And then the five, or was it 7 and 5? I can't remember.
It was
Uh,
7 and 5. It was 7 and 5, and I didn't know of it until after my loan. And then after my loan, I found out that she borrowed money from me in May, and she had paid the $7,000 loan back in March, and she still was outstanding for the $5,000 loan when she borrowed it from me. But I didn't know until after I made her the loan, because her main word, like she put in that uh, paragraph that Darnell posted earlier, was that I've never in my life borrowed money from anybody. I've always been the lender and not the borrower. I've never. This is so hard for me to ask. And if I really didn't need it, I wouldn't be asking, because I never. And then that was a bold-faced lie, because you already just paid one person back. You had asked my crate for $3,000 that she didn't give to you, and then you still owe $5,000 to someone else. So you told a bold-faced lie right there. You just lied right in my face. You just lied. And because had I known she owed somebody, I wouldn't have loaned her no money knowing she's already in debt. But I've never in my life borrowed money from anyone. And this is so embarrassing.
hmm. Wow.
So she got me. But what I want to do is warn the other people. My husband is, planning, because he's not, uh, where I'm like, oh, honey, just leave it alone. He said, no, we're not leaving it alone, because, my son works for the airline, so we don't have to buy plane tickets. I have a nephew that lives right there in her county. He's a coach at one of the schools right there in the county she lives in. So I don't have to spend a dime to come to Atlanta, or other than a rental car. And I really don't have to have a rental car, because my nephew have multiple cars. But I wouldn't do that to him, like pick him up from the airport. I just get a rental car. So I could fly into town anytime and have a place to stay and free plane tickets with a blink of an eye. And that's what my husband wants to do. We just waiting on me to get, because I already had planned time off work for vacations and some other things. So he's just waiting on me to line up a time. But he said, no, we're not. No, we're not letting it go. She's gonna, whenever she does get a job or get out of jail, whatever she got going on, she will have a judgment against her.
Jasmine says they need to go to the Georgia Attorney General, Consumer Protection. Anyone over 60 is considered exploitation.
Well, I missed about 4 years. I'm 56. So, but anyway, like I said, even if I never get the money, because she probably never, I don't know what her situation is when it comes to jail. I don't know how that's going to work out or what that's going to be. But I'm just saying the judgment will be there. And if she ever get a job, and her wages will be garnished, because the judgment will be there. Me and my husband just got to get together on a date to fly into town. But it's simple and easy, because like I said, we don't have to buy a plane ticket, and we don't have to get a hotel unless we choose to.
And they need to connect it with the other lady who flew in or said she flew in.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what department she went in or whatever, or how old she is. But listen, this is don't buy the skates. Okay.
You ain't lying. Nothing. Don't buy the tea. Don't buy the coffee. And then talking about opening the tea business back up. There must be some suckers that send her, anybody, that send her money for anything, because she is not done right by people, by no business venture she had. She still owe wig caps. She still owe bags and tea. Every business you had, you still owe people. No. They would be crazy to go back. I wouldn't buy nothing. I wouldn't buy nothing cost $5 from her. No. I did buy tea, but I bought the tea because I was trying to stay on her good side, hoping I would get my money back. I know I saw somewhere somebody put in the comments like, she already owe you money. It was crazy. That was dumb of you to buy tea from her. I was trying to use strategic planning. I ordered the tea from her thinking she'll say, oh, wow, regardless that I owe her, she's still trying to support me. Let me do the right thing. I was trying every tactic to make her give me my money back. So I did support her and order tea from her with that in mind, thinking that she would think, wow, despite of me owing this girl, she still support my business. I'm going to pay her back. I didn't buy the tea just, oh, I love Nandi so much. It was a strategy behind it, which still didn't work.
Well, y'all have been warned. And thank you for coming on, Latonia. Thank you also, Beautiful, for coming on, and both of y'all being respectful with the conversation. Hard conversation, but good conversation tonight. Now, we pointed out some lessons in what the conversation has been and what people can learn. There are some lessons even within that, too, within the whole thing that we're talking about tonight. We haven't discussed, but there's even more lessons to learn if you want to learn the lesson. But I appreciate everybody. I'm about to get off of here, and I wish everybody a great night. And I will see y'all on the next live. Thank you, ladies.
All right. Good night.
All right, bye.